The days are getting shorter as we trudge towards the winter months and the midseason of the area iRacing series. But this week, it's Build Week, iRacing's 2024 Season 1. And with a week off from our normal festivities on the points-paying season, it's time as the nights get longer. The stars are coming out. It's the All-Star Race. But first, the All-Star Open for the area iRacing series. Hi, everyone. Kyle Heyer, joined by Finian DeCuna and Hunter Sleppy for tonight's event. Two races back-to-back here, Finian. First, a 40-lap open where we're going to qualify in a handful of drivers, and then we'll get into our feature race, the area All-Star Race.
Yeah, I was going to say, a long night of racing up ahead with some fantastic stuff on the line. Got some cash prizes on the line as well for the drivers, including $100 to win the main event at the end of tonight. I can't wait. That's what I imagine all the drivers here tonight are looking for, as well as the bragging rights that come along with it.
There's also the bragging rights of coming away as an All-Star Open winner, as there's only 3 available spots from the Open to the main event where drivers have to lead at the end of the first stage and then the top 2 at the end of the second stage, kind of similar to what we had last year. And then there's that coveted fan vote. The fans, you still have time to decide who makes it into the All-Star Open. If they don't get any of the available spots from the Open, they can rely on that fan vote, as the links are down below and on the area iRacing.com.
Well, where there's a twist, there's a turn. And guys, every time we do this All-Star Race, we like to have a little bit of fun with it. And we're not driving our typical machines tonight. We are driving the Gen 4 Cup car. We got full power tonight and less downforce than the next-gen cars have. So with that comes an entirely different challenge as well that only the best drivers can harness to win.
Yeah, that's really, again, it's a fantastic car to have for an all-star race because, like you said, it's a hard car to harness, especially because, with the next-gen car, which is what a majority of the field is used to, it's that relatively higher downforce and a lot less power to work with. So arguably a lot more stable. These things, a lot more horsepower and a lot less downforce to work with. So it's all going to be about throttle management and just managing the car in the middle corner, trying to wrestle it down, not only when you're by yourself, but battling hard side by side.
Practice about to wrap up. We're going to have a qualifying session to determine the starting order for the All-Star Open. Looking at the top names on the board, Connor Yuroshak leads the way with a 30.023. Then you got Alan Elwood, Connor Okrevic, Justin Asogak, and Mason Kane, your top 5. And then behind those, there's still 20 more names looking to edge their way into the All-Star Open, or into the All-Star race from the All-Star Open.
Yeah, and of course, our format for tonight, that 40-lap open race with a caution at the halfway point. The winning driver from Stage 1 is going to be the first of the drivers to advance to the area All-Star field, and then the top 2 from the final stage in that last 20 laps. Those will be the drivers that will advance. But first, we have to qualify everybody and get the grid set here, and it is a pretty stout grid of drivers. Alan Elwood, Alex Bell, Mason Kane, Jeremy Miller, Connor Yuroshak, Ricky Springer. There's tons of names here that deserve and belong to be in the area All-Star race. But Finian, it's not a guarantee for any of these drivers in the field tonight.
No, it really is. And again, with a handful of spots open, as Hunter mentioned, we are with the Open tonight. So the way it's going to work, we're going to have a 40-lap race at the 20-lap mark. Halfway through, we'll have a competition caution. The leader at that point will make their way on through. Then at the end, at the checkered flag, we'll have 2 more going on. And, well, if you don't make those 3 entries, there's a final entry, and that's going to be the fan vote, which is open. You can go to areaiRacing.com and hit the banner at the top of the page, and you can vote for your favorite driver to walk their way into the All-Star race.
Got the nice chrome look from Michael Curran in the 24, and the sign alluding to rock stars from from Nickelback, Kyle was thinking earlier. Here's Ricky Springer, who is looking to make his way into the All-Star race from the Open. He got in last year through a win, but not going to be enough for tonight. He's going to have to race his way in, and currently has the top time on the board.
And the other driver that we'll have it on board with tonight is Alan Elwood. He has not yet put down his lap time, so we'll check in with him when he does. Dom DeLeo in the 21, another driver that is in this Open and running the Ford Fusion. One of my favorite things about this old car is now, with everyone making templates for what was just an Impala SS, to have the Fusion. And honestly, these cars fit so much better than you think they would on the Chevy body.
Well, I think that just shows how relatively generic the bodies were for the Gen 4 era, the later Gen 4 era. I mean, there were a couple of differences, and when you look at the cars side by side, there definitely are some, but it was generic enough where you can slap on a Ford, slap on a Dodge. Doesn't look too out of place.
Not at all, as D'Elia works his way through 3 and 4, and I saw a few people say on Twitter that they want the Super Speedway Gen 4 body to come to iRacing, where the front and the rear are more flattened out.
You need that because pushing and shoving in these cars can be a little challenging with how low the noses are relative to the rear ends. So I would be supporting of that. I think it's about time that we fully commit to this being a classic Cup car, and about time we also get the modern ARCA bodies as well. So Alan Elwood to the top of the board at a 30.010.
Solid job for the number 10 machine. I see Connor Yurashak, Dawson Miller, both of them jumping onto the track.
You guys have paint schemes for these guys? Because I have refreshed.
Yurashak, no, I just have him as that salmon pink.
Oh gosh, that's
number
the
18.
worst color too.
and on top of that, he's got the default Arial font as well.
Man, you just scraped the wall in turn 3 too, so he's gonna come to a stop there. There's the big old number 11, the Hardy's number 11. Saw a lot of people saying that, oh, look at that paint scheme. It's got a nice ring to it, and we'll see if Dawson Miller can race his way in. If not, see if the fans at home vote for him in.
Did you guys hear that fire truck, by the way?
Fire truck?
No.
Okay, wow. The mic rejection on this is very good. Very loud fire truck just went by my house.
Chicago Fire Department at work?
I suppose. Dawson Miller through the high side here of 1 and 2. And he'll rocket up onto the back straightaway now. And entry speed to turn 3. 191 miles an hour. That's what I like to see. And he's in the wall.
Oh, that's what you don't like to see is the car going up to the wall. So it's going to tend to be a reset for the 11. No, looks like he's actually going to continue on, Dawson Miller. Oh, I guess he can't reset because they only have 1 lap.
Yep. Ooh, and a Sogak sideways out of turn 4.
He's going to save it and keep it across the line. 30.2. It's going to put him around midfield up in 7th.
Ben Pierce in the 65. Here he comes. Gradient Concepts Chevrolet, 35.14. That'll drop him down into 13th place. Not the lap I think he was looking for. Yurashak, 30.041. Second place.
Oh, wow. Really solid time there.
Look at the livery on Greg Mitchell's car. This is a fantastic looking machine.
I'm not surprised. Greg Mitchell usually has some pretty good looking cars. This definitely one of many as he's going to rocket off into turn 2. Going to come to the checkered flag this time by to complete the lap. Big question, obviously. Is it going to be quick enough? A little bit of a slip out of turn 4. Rocking across the start finish line for Anasogak. A decent one, 30.195 up in 8th.
Jason Kane on his lap as well through 3 and 4 in the Huckett Films Camaro. And across the line for the 31. What's he got? 32.26. That'll be good enough for 10th. Ooh, oh, look out.
Oh.
Oh,
says it on the car, huck it. He just hucked it in the wall.
He sure did. Ryan Nowicki, 18th place. Kyle Sieg has not yet put a lap. Well, he did put a lap down, got it into the wall. Leaves Newbegin, Jeremy Miller, Tyler Nichols, and Jacob Bell as some of the only drivers, and Kami Scott that have yet to put a time in. Where has Scott been? That's been the ultimate question.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see him back here for the All-Star race at the very least. It's been a while since we've seen him in the Cup Series.
Well, he's now an official Coca-Cola NASCAR iRacing Series driver.
Oh. Well, that explains that. Never
mind. Bigger fish to fry.
And Jacob Bell's coming to a stop here. Looks like he's going to try to get back up to speed a little better. I mean, honestly, you'd think that the warm-up lap wouldn't be so important with so much power, but I still think you want to get a good roll.
I like this. I like this scheme.
Stiff for Biff.
Who doesn't like this? I always loved this paint scheme on Greg's cars. The 3M liveries of later, too, those were also very good.
Roush in this time period had really good paint schemes. You think the 16, Greg Biffle, Matt Kenton, the DeWalt 17, Carl Edwards, most of his paint schemes as Kwame Scott could lose out of 4, at least stop before the line so he could reset.
Well, back when Roush was good, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I was going to say in the glory days, although they're finally have somewhat of a resurgence coming.
Anymore. They got Brad Keselowski to tear down with them.
Still in the name, still in the game. Whoa!
Jacob Bell, here he goes. Let's try this one. High line in 1 and 2. And
a
into
little
the
too high,
wall.
yep, and there he goes.
A tough line to hang on to. This is such a different car than the car that they've been running basically every day of the week far this season. Everyone, what's always funny about the iRacing Oval community is they've gotten so used to driving the cars that we have now that all the clamoring for cars like this, I think it would be a really big challenge to bring back into officials an 800 horsepower low downforce car without having it be a relative disaster. But
Yeah, we were running the high downforce, low horsepower configuration for the last 5 years, I want to say, or something like that, something close to it. So it's been a while since we've had cars like this, where you really have to get off the throttle, let the car coast, ride your way to the corner, and then manage getting back on the throttle. Kwame Scott looking like he might have done a pretty solid job. We're only going to be up to 15th fastest for the 99 actually, as he scored.
Solar D on the number 79 of Tyler Nichols, and Newbeginn's getting up to speed as well.
It's a joke that just came to my mind. I'm going to keep my mouth quiet. But a family-friendly YouTube channel.
Is that what we are?
Relatively.
I don't think I put the Safe for Kids tag on, technically.
No, don't ever do that. It's the most annoying thing.
Yeah. Tyler Nichols, 32.86, decent lap. That'll put him,
13th.
pretty tight around the 30.2s at the moment, so 13th place for him. And then Douglas Newbegin is going to restart his attempt in his Roasted Gems coffee car. He's cutting this pretty close, though, I'd say.
He is cutting it pretty close. If he makes an error, which I think he's going to hope that he's not going to, but if he makes an error on this outlap here, he does not have enough time to reset, so he's going to have to go with what he's got.
I think it's the last guy to go out there too, so this is really going to be a down to the wire lap time.
Down to the wire, up on the throttle here across the stripe. 40 seconds to go here in qualifying. Douglas Newbegin off into turn 1. And it just feels like you're sailing down here. This engine screams up past 9,000 RPM. And up onto the back straightaway.
9,000?
Am I wrong?
The 9,000 RPM?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said 9,000 horsepower. Never mind.
Oh. No, it's not a funny car.
Compared to the ones that are used to driving, it feels like 9,000.
It probably does feel like that, yeah. Newbegin, 32.19. That's good enough for 10th, and he gets in the wall in turn 1. Qualifying complete. Alan Elwood and Connor Urashak will start on the front row for the area open before we get to our all-star race later tonight. So 20 laps until the yellow guys. We'll pick our front-running driver and send them through within the top 2 from that trailing 20 laps is who is going through to the area all-star race a little bit later tonight. Plus the fan vote. You still got time to make that fan vote. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, that link has been provided in the YouTube chat, or you can just go to areairacing.com and make your vote. You only have 40 laps left to do it. That's about 20 minutes worth of racing. Cars are on the grid. It's the Roasted Gems Coffee starting lineup. We'll get there in a moment. Race fans, be sure to subscribe to the Area iRacing Twitch channel. As a subscriber, you'll have Area iRacing emotes to use in the chat and earn double channel points as a subscriber that you can use to redeem for free merchandise, all at the price of just $5 a month. And race fans, start your engines with a fresh cup of Roasted Gems coffee. Choose from some of the finest coffee beans from Colombia and Peru, or try the blended flavors of French vanilla and hazelnut. Use discount code Area iRacing for 10% off your order at checkout at roastedgems.com. Let's roll through the starting lineup for the Area Open. It's Alan Elwood in the Roasted Gems Coffee starting grid on the front row alongside Connor Urashak in the number 18.
Moving on back, solid second row. Michael Curran starting on the inside in the 24. Next to him in the 23, Brandon Bowie in the 4th place.
And Connor Okrezik starts 5th in the number 14. And Alex Bell starts 6th in the number 3.
Moving on back to 7th, Ricky Springer in the number 51. It's kind of surprising to find him in here. He's a quick car. Watch him try to chase his way to the front. Greg Mitchell starting next to him in 8th place in the number 2.
Justin Anasogak will roll off 9th in the number 88. Douglas Newbegin starts 10th in the number 7.
Moving on back to 11th, Mason Kane in the 31. Next to him, Cedric Hunter in the 22, rolling off in 12th.
It's Nico Garcia starting 13th in the lucky number 13 car. Tyler Nichols 14th in the 79.
Going on back, we find Bryce Senizek in the 09 lineup in 15th place. Next to him, Garrett Grant in 16th in number 5.
Kwame Scott in the number 99 rolls off 17th. Good to see him back. Dom DeLeo, 18th. Number 21 on the timing, number 22 on the car.
Ben Pierce is going to be lined up in the 65 in 19th place. Next to him, rounding out your top 20, Ed Robertson in the 64.
Then it's Ryan Nowicki in 21st in the number 74 car. Justin Munsell, we got an onboard with him. And now Kwame Scott, 22nd in the number 6.
Moving on back, Jeremy was actually not in the server. He ended up leaving. So we got Jacob Bell. And then rounding out your final row of 26 starters, Kyle Sieg in the 20 and Dawson Miller in the 11 car in 26th.
And your onboard pictures tonight, we've got Alan Elwood, we've got Ricky Springer, we've got Justin Munsell, and we've got Kwame Scott. All onboard footage for you tonight. We'll take you through the action as we get into it, guys. All right. I want you to pick me the winner of the Open, and I want you to pick me the winner at halfway, and I want me to pick the fan vote driver. Finian, go.
Oh, geez, that's a lot of pick. Okay.
Go.
Oh, okay. Winner at halfway, I'm going to go with Alan Elwood. Winner of the race, Michael Curran. Fan vote, Alex Bell.
Hunter, go.
All right, I'm going to go with Elwood after 20 laps, Euroshack at the end, and then the fan vote's going to be Mason Kane.
I'm going to go Euroshack at halfway. I'm going to go Elwood at the end. I'm going to go fan vote, Kwame Scott. I think he's got it. Here we go. Pace car pulls off the area open. 4 drivers will advance to the area all-star race later tonight, but between now and then, 40 laps, 2 stints of 20. Time to go racing from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Green flag flies and we're racing in the area open. Been a long time since we've heard these cars cranked up to full throttle. Elwood leads lap 1. Euroshack, Curhan, and some side-by-side with Springer and Mitchell back here for 7th.
Yeah, crazy again to see what these guys are going to do because, it's not really a typical race where you want to just kind of sit back, lay back. If you don't make it into the show, you're done after the end of these 40 laps. You're going to try to make your way to the front as quickly as you can. Obviously, though, don't want to take yourself because there's not much time to come back from.
Top 5 have driven away to a sizable gap between themselves and Connor O'Kresick there. 5th place car, Matthew Bell, on board with Michael Curran, who moved up to 2nd, has his eyes set on race leader Alan Elwood.
Yeah, Bowie and in the 23 moving forward. Euroshack dropping here early. Maybe some tire conservation happening there. Justin Anasogak in the 88 high line here behind Mitchell, trying to make some hay on the top.
For the lead, Alan Elwood going defensive, actually slowing down on the bottom. I'm not sure something. Oh, he's got a black flag. Black flag for the number 10. I think he got a penalty maybe at the start.
That's the only thing I can surmise, but that is catastrophic to his chances on making it in.
So I'm hearing word that he got a penalty from iRacing for jumping the start.
I would say it did look like he had a sizable gap.
That's a big penalty in a race that's so short, that's so intentional.
Well, there goes my pick.
Race winner.
Got that halfway caution to help, and you never know, there could be hell between now and then.
That's true.
But nonetheless, Michael Curran emerges as, far to the wall, spin actually.
Zero. Where? I didn't see a spin.
The white car. They looked sideways after coming off the wall, but someone smacked it hard going in the turn one.
I think Jacob Bell.
Still hanging on to 16th place. Doesn't look all that stricken. Here's Mitchell high, and Anasogak low car in the dirt. Who is that?
Blue car.
The AstroTurf, and it was Justin Anasogak.
We're just watching. I thought we were watching Anasogak.
Maybe it was someone else.
Tyler Nichols, maybe?
It was the blue car. I would have to say Tyler Nichols.
Let's see.
There's too much happening.
There sure is. Not giving us any. Yeah, there it is. Nichols, big slide there out of 4. And harmless climb back on course. There's Justin Munsell back there in the 6 as well, trying to move his way forward. 2nd place is under fire. Here comes Euroshack on a charge back through. I'm surprised none of you picked this 18 to win the halfway break.
Well, see, I thought Elwood would be leading the race still. Unfortunately, that didn't go to plan, and unfortunately, I'm hearing Alan Elwood got DQ'd. Okay, actually, no, sorry, he did get cleared by Eric Weinland because he did come through pit lane.
Whoa.
So,
Okrezik and Bell side by side for fourth.
it's all battle between these two, and also fun fact, Connor Okrezik just came off the Snowball Derby. That's not an iRacing, that's the real-life Snowball Derby, so glad to see him back. Glad to see him here in the sim, and he's doing pretty good, up to fourth place now.
You just passed Matthew Bell for that fourth spot as Bell's going to look to the inside, trying to peek a nose in, but the dive from Okrezik shuts the door. And now Ricky Springer looking to make up some more ground, but right behind him, Doug Newbegin down to the inside, looking for sixth as they come down the front stretch.
Yeah, Newbegin off to a very good start here, moving his way forward and has Springer hot in pursuit here. Look at him tucked down low. Look at the 51 just a bit sideways through the center of the corner. And Jurashek is running down Kurhan. Last time by, kept him within a tenth and a half.
Michael Curran got a big mirror full of salmon-colored race car behind him.
God, it is the ugliest color I've ever seen on a race car.
Yeah, well, if he keeps it up, you're going to be seeing him in the All-Star race as well.
He's not winning my vote.
Looks like one of those backmarker ARCA cars where they don't have a trailer hitch and they just leave it sit in the sun.
Ricky Springer real sideways out of two. And Newbegin should be able to complete this pass down here on the bottom, but it's tough to complete the pass once you've started it and the guy on the outside has the momentum. And look at Mason Kane sneaking back there in that red and black Camaro.
Oh, that is a beautiful sound.
Cars in the wall in one.
That is Ricky Springer in the 51.
How about more of that? Whew. Mason Kane hanging the tail out there into three.
That's another thing. You can really let these things hang out. Ooh, Alex Bell, speaking of which, was a little bit loose off the top side, ripping around his Toyota Camry. Whoa, someone just went hard.
That was Nico Garcia. That's a big hit there in that Simrat Market car. It was already high, and then it's going to correct and then slap out of four. That's a big hit.
Yeah, again, these cars, you have to really chase them when they get loose. You know, keep them under control. Speaking of under control, Curran, he's got the race under control, but this number 18, eking out behind. We're halfway to halfway. And he's running out of time. He wants to secure a bit early. He's going to try to poke the nose, if the 24 is going to cut him off in turn one.
Curran's going to try and use all the tires he has now to keep that 18 at bay so he doesn't have to worry about him, at least for the next 20 laps, if that's the case, as they're working their way into turn three. And then third place, Brandon Bowie. He's not too far behind either, but they've started to build a sizable gap between the top two and third place. And then Connor Okrezik there holding off Matthew Bell as Garcia looks like he pounded the wall again.
Yeah, that's not going to let him get to the finish of this race, so he'll hit pit road, likely go a lap or two down. Alan Elwood is currently a lap down, so he won't love to see that. Hoping that he can at least stay ahead, as here comes Connor Jurashek to the inside here, looking for the lead into turn three.
Door was open. He's going to take it, dive to the inside. Curran trying to see if he can wrap it around the top. The number 18 of Jurashek not quite able to keep it pinned down there, and Curran gets that run off the corner. He'll hang on to it for now, but he can't afford to really give that ATM any more maneuvers because Jurashek is definitely going to take it if the opportunity presents itself.
He's going to keep that in his back pocket and use the outside lane to his advantage. If he needs to again in turn three, strong run off the corner for Jurashek all over the bumper of Michael Curran. Meanwhile, a little further back here, back half of the top 10, Mason Kane under fire on the outside. Cedric Hunter going into turn three.
Yeah, Hunter's making ground up there in that bright pink roasted gems coffee car. Look at the run he's got, but nowhere to go. Sling crossover.
Whoa,
what a pass
Springer.
on Anna Sogak if he can get there.
Springer had a big moment off turn four right in front of those guys. I don't know how he didn't spin out.
Whew. Got in the wall. That's what saved him. Riding up the hill and big correction. Kind of tank slap it off the outside wall, but he'll continue just down at 11th.
And looking at Cedric Hunter, who's still trying to make that pass on Justin Esogek, he'll be able to get it done.
Douglas Newbegin looking for a spot here. He's moving forward very quickly in this number 71. I didn't really have my eyes on Douglas at the beginning of this race, but I certainly do now. 2 laps till we lock somebody in, and it's going to be Michael Curhan or Connor Urashak at the rate they're going. 3 laps to go next time by.
They're coming into the thick of it, and Urashak is running out of options here. And I mean, you could try to force the issue, but again, that's the thing with these cars. If you try to push the issue too much, that back end's going to come out on you really quickly, and he's going to try to look up the inside, but Curran has been doing a great job sending the car off into the corner, defending that inside lane.
It's a true bump and run whenever you get to the bumper of one of these cars, because it lifts the rear off the ground, and then in some cases the rear tires come off the ground. Right behind the top 2, though, Brandon Bowie under attack now from Douglas Newbegin, putting himself in a good position for possibly the next 20 laps or so, and barring something happening to the top 2, but good side-by-side battle for 3rd.
And Connor Okrazik's got the best view of it from behind. 2 laps to that halfway caution. And Curhan is just throwing the car in there, being very aggressive up front, but you can, because you only have to make the tires last 20 laps. If this was a 400, 500, 600-mile race, you'd have a bit of a different approach to these long runs here. And we have not had a yellow so far. Battle for 3rd is still pretty spicy, but we're coming to the last lap here of this first stage. Michael Curran is 1.5 miles away from locking himself into the All-Star race.
Here they go, and Curran, all he has to do is just hang on a little bit longer, and he can find his way secured. Well, Mason Kane, I see dropping down the order. He's come to the pits. Oh, I think he's come down to the pits to set himself up for stage 2, so that's an interesting maneuver there. But here we go, coming to the checkered flag for the first half of this race. Michael Curran working his way on through, and it looks like Urashak doesn't have enough.
For the last 2 corners, Michael Curhan is going to be the first one to halfway. He locks himself in to the All-Star race for the Area Series. Urashak comes up 0.3 short. The Newbegin, Okrasik, Bell, the rest of your top 5. But top 5 tonight might not be good enough. If you don't have the fan vote, you're not going in. You're going to have to be first or second in the second half of this race to move on.
And at the moment, that's going to be Connor Urashak, and as you mentioned before, Douglas Newbegin. He's been doing a really good job since the drop of the green flag. Not really the outright fastest here, but he's moved up 7 spots from where he started, so he's done a really solid job getting forward.
Good to note for the longer run, if we do get another long run to the end, which last year we didn't. I don't think we had a yellow in the. Actually, no, we did have one yellow. But
was this the race that we had the super chaotic turn 4? Everybody crashed and we died laughing. That was.
Oh yeah.
Time flies.
I don't think we'll see any replication of that tonight.
Oh, ask and you shall receive.
Michael Curhan will be pulling off the racetrack here shortly. He has accomplished all he needs to accomplish and can go take a break and warm up for the Area All-Star race.
And I'm curious to see how this is going to play out, because we saw Mason Kane. Actually, Mason Kane...
He's a lap down now.
He's a lap down, yeah, so that did not work out in his favor.
I don't think he timed that quite right.
No. Good news is Alan Elwood will get back in the lead lap.
Nico Garcia has called it a night, understandably, with the damage he had to his car. Alex Bell said in the chat, a vote for him is a vote for crab rangoons everywhere. That is a compelling argument, my friend.
Crab rangoon, man. I wasn't even thinking of that.
Oh, man. I had Chinese food. I bought Chinese food on Friday night, and I always get myself an order of crab rangoons. The most overpriced thing at any Chinese restaurant, but my God. Car's rolling off. Urashak will win the race off the pit lane. A little bit of argy-bargy there in the midfield.
Yeah, Urashak just got that ahead of Douglas Newbegin.
And for those, you guys might have gone over it in the intro while I was clicking some buttons, but for the All-Star race format, what we'll do the next session after we do the Open, 2 20-lap dash races with $20 apiece going to the winner. And then the first dash determines the inside lane lineup. The second dash determines the outside lane lineup. And then it's a 35-lap, $100 to win main event. Very similar to the Daytona Duels situation. And penalty, Alex Bell speeding on exit. It's going to have to drop to the rear for the restart.
Picks are not doing good. Although I picked him for the vote, so.
I was confident in Connor getting by Curran, but he didn't. Fan vote, that could go any way, to be honest.
And speaking of which, again, if you have not voted, feel free to do so, because the vote will close at the checkered flag of the Open. You have till that to place your vote in.
And while we wait for the restart, which will be in about 2 laps time, race fans, head over to simwrapmarket.com for custom iRacing paint scheme templates that are simple and easy to use, so it keeps you more focused on the racetrack. A couple SimWrap Market drivers in here tonight with different paint schemes. Michael Curhan, he is done in the Open. Tommy Scott, just seeing the eyes as he gets prepared for the restart here.
That's what they see in his rearview, in their rearview mirror.
Yes.
They see him lurking.
There's Justin Munsell. Looks like he's waiting at the grocery store in a long checkout line.
Or you're that waiting through like a Chick-fil-A drive-through that's like completely backed up.
Yeah. Looks like he's got better places to be. And Ricky Springer. Who knows what he's doing in that VR headset?
Oh, God.
Could be anything. We don't really know.
Family-friendly YouTube channel.
You know? He was playing Lawnmower Simulator.
I mean, maybe.
Well, that was... who was that earlier? That was Tyler Nichols out of turn 4, playing Lawnmower Simulator.
Although nothing, though, you can't really mow the lawn for AstroTurf, right?
Well, we had the pass on the grass, and what Tyler Nichols was trying to do was the surf in the turf.
There you go.
All those microplastics, man.
Hey, at least I'm not destroying race cars as they go through it, so there's a plus there.
What? Last year they did.
Completely destroying race cars. Compared to grass, for the grass, a lot worse. You know what would be absolute chaos? Sorry, before we go green, they put grapple traps instead of the grass.
Oh, gosh. Armand Tilk would like to know your location.
Imagine that, just all the sand thrown on the racetrack.
We should just line the entire inside with the sausage curbs. Want to go down there? By all means.
Hood scoops.
Yeah.
The hood flaps and the roof flaps.
Or just make them progressively deeper rumble strips, but they just don't stop getting deeper.
Oh, God.
And they're like dropping off 8 feet by the time you get to the pit road.
Just go into the abyss.
Just... All right. Silliness aside, it's going to be a 15-lap sprint to the end. The top 2, plus the fan vote driver, advance to the area all-star race. Connor Urashak, Newbegin, on your front row for the restart here. 15 laps to the checkers. Here we go. Green flag back in the air at Charlotte in the area open. Big slide from Munsell in the background as he struggles to get back up to speed.
Go in 3 wide for some drivers in the back. Ooh, a car in the wall already. That is Ryan Nowicki really struggling to get on the power, but up in the front, it was Douglas Newbegin struggling to get back on the power. Did not get a great start on that outside lane. He's now battling with Connor Okrezik for that final transfer spot for second place.
Ooh, squeeze Alex Bell underneath the 64 of Ed Robertson.
Yeah, it's very tight back here, and there's the 10 of Alan Elwood. Also, he's got no room to back off. He's got to be all attack for the next 15 laps as Jurashak driving away with it, but Okrezik fighting for that second spot. Here comes Newbegin to the outside.
Oh, big push.
He got loose. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he was really loose like that in turn 4. Now here comes a 23, Brandon Bowie trying to work up back through the inside. He will get up into third place.
The crash.
He's going to turn by the 71, and there they go. Big crash in turns 3 and 4.
Springer going around. Caution's going to come out.
Brandon Bowie gets looped around and heavily damaged. Ricky Springer misses the inside wall there, but I think he's got some other damage. And just slipped off the nose of Newbegin there as they went off into the corner. Kind of slid up the hill just a little bit. And then the 88 came flying in there. Wow.
He might have been checking up and then got hit from behind from Springer.
Yeah, watch this. So here's the 88, the background, and then he starts to slow down, and then Ricky Springer tags the 88. He just comes in with a huge head of steam sideways, and they ended up in the fence. Springer went for his own ride down here on the bottom. Just missed the inside wall and those tire bundles as well.
Oh, look at that handiwork.
Wow. Busy moment there for everybody.
That's the front. The front of the car is like a snowplow where it just picks stuff up and just. That's what happened with Springer and Anasogak. Anasogak kept it going straight. Mitchell kind of finished Springer heading towards the pit entrance, but nonetheless, it's minor damage to the 51.
Yeah, not much Mitchell could have done here to slow down. It's already happening. Whole track is blocked there. Gets up underneath the 51. And has sent about 6 or 7 cars back to pit lane for damage repair. Alan Elwood on and off of pit road. And Springer, Bowie, Newbegin, Ryan Nowicki, Kyle Sieg all remain there.
Yeah, all of them getting their damage fixed, I imagine, as much as possible. They can try to get back into this thing, although they're going to need a little bit more of a miracle at this point, because you're going to get the restart with under 10 laps to go.
That only builds the anticipation, the excitement, and then the nervousness, the aggression. It all blends into one, Kyle. Gonna restart about 10, maybe 9 to go, and looking at Alan Elwood, he's still got some ways to climb over there in 17th. That's not what he needed at all.
Yeah, I forgot who I had winning this thing. I think it was Elwood, so he better get moving. I think I had him winning the race and Urashak at halfway. But that's a tall task with only maybe 9 laps to go on the restart. Connor Okresic is in a really good spot here, but I think the car really in the catbird seat is Cedric Hunter in that number 13 there on the bottom. Moving forward, even in the green flag running, now he's going to restart right behind the leader, Finney, and that should give him a pretty clear launch to get to second by the time they get to turn 2.
Yeah, he got really lucky with the way the cautions fell, the cautions, really just this caution falling. Was able to avoid a lot of incident and gain a lot of track position as well. So he's sitting, like you mentioned, also has a pretty quick car. So curious to see what he can do here, trying to keep up with Urashak and also Kresic. Of course, he doesn't need to win this race. Just needs to finish inside that top 2, and he's knocking on the door.
Now, who wins the fan vote? That is my curiosity.
I said Mason Kane. I feel like he might have enough fans over in the, well, I would say Twitch chat, YouTube chat, all around area. I feel like he might have enough to be able to pull that off.
We will see how things pan out there as soon as the checkered falls on this race. We'll have a short intermission before we complete our, was that a 20, and 35? 75 lap main race?
Well, yes, no, because it's 2 duels, two separate duels.
Yes.
The drivers would complete 55 laps each.
Yes.
The main event is 35 laps, though.
So lights are out of the pace car next time by 9 laps to go. Possibility for more yellows, guys. What do you think, Finney? We had an all-green first stage, and now some dramas here in middle of stage 2.
I mean, well, we'll set the stage, right? We got 23 drivers on the track in about 9 laps. 21 of them will be going home away empty-handed. So I think you can imagine what's going to happen with the rest of that, right? Because they're going to have to get themselves in that top 2 position some way, somehow. Might need to use the chrome horn, or the slanted horn, I guess, in this case, and pick up some drivers and physically move them out of the way.
Slanted horn.
I'll say if you're going to do that, you might want to look out because we just saw what happened whenever you make just the slightest bit of contact from between the front bumper and the rear bumper, and then checking up is going to be a whole new issue too. Because, like you said, Kyle, these guys, they're used to running the Gen 6 or the Xfinity cars or the trucks. What they have, the more rounded bumpers. They don't have that here in this car. As soon as you go into the back of someone, picks them up off the ground, they might even send yourself spinning.
Brad Slaughter comments, hashtag put Kane in the main. So you know where Brad Slaughter's going.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I suppose. Let's see who gets the t-shirt all to themselves. Connor Urashak, Connor Okrezik, all Connor front row. Green flag back in the air. 9 laps to go in the area open. Okrezik to second. Cedric Hunter wasn't able to get there.
Ooh, Alex Bell trying to make it 3 wide with Jacob Bell off of turn 2. Couldn't quite get there. He gets squeezed down by the 77. Will just peek his nose ahead after Bell trying to make a first speeding penalty on halfway.
Close quarter of racing between the Bells, not related in any way, shape, or form. Mason Kane 3 wide in the middle off turn 4. Going to be very tight there with Tyler Nichols on the inside. Kwame Scott behind it as well. 9 laps to go as they now cross the stripe. 8 to go, and 6 a month on the wall.
Yeah, Justin Munsell. Oh, sideways. Ed Robertson
wall.
gathers it up. Newbegin throttles on through it all and misses it. 4th place is a Hornets net. Look at Manasogak and Mitchell.
Every place the Hornets does at this point. Greg Mitchell fighting side by side with Justin Anasogak. Both of them just trying to get upside closer to the top 2. Cedric Hunter looking at his hopes just 1 position away from him.
Kyle Sieg slow. He's hitting pit lane in the number 20. Out of it. Oh, big slide from Jacob Bell.
Garrett Grant almost turned the 2 of Greg Mitchell as he's working to the inside. 3 wide off into turn 3 for 4th place.
Got cars all over the place on the backstretch. Meanwhile, tight 3 wide racing off the turn. It's going to get very tight. Again, this is all trying to get inside that top 2 for the final transfer spot. These guys are 4th on back, and they're racing like it's the last lap each lap, Kyle.
We love these cars. We should bring them back full time. Look at this. 3 wide sideways is the 31 of Mason Kane trying to hang on.
Look at Alex Bell. Bell, big dive to the inside. Gets cut off hard by the 5 of Garrett Grant trying to work it. And again, these guys are fighting really hard, but they're losing a huge amount of time to the drivers they actually need to pass, but neither one can decide on which one is going to be the one to charge up to second.
When Mason Kane's in a rough spot there. Once again, 3 wide in the middle, heading into turn 1. Sanasak on the outside. Elwood hitting inside, still trying to make up ground. Meanwhile, right in front of them, Alex Bell is getting a tough predicament.
Oh, crash!
Shoot! Oh, hard hit. There goes Garrett Grant to the outside wall. Caution's going to come out. We're going to have a green-white checker to determine the final 2 transfers.
Big hit for Garrett Grant. That car is absolutely destroyed. And the caution is out with 5 laps to go. So look at the damage that Ryan... Is that Ryan Nowicki? No, who is that? That's Dawson Miller. He's got big damage on the 11.
Oh, yeah, he does. That left front is destroyed.
And he'll be heading to pit lane night likely over. Garrett Grant was right in the thick of that. Here's what happened out of 2. There's Alex Bell. A little bit of a touch there, and bam, into the outside wall went the 5. Got hit once, twice, thrice before sliding across the road.
Gave him a good hit there. Ooh.
And Dawson hits him here. I think Dawson hits him whenever he's trying to get back going, or there might have been some previous damage there. But yeah, tough spot there for Alex Bell, right in the middle, just the slightest bit of contact, and those cars are getting as loose as can be, and then just gets hit like a pinball here.
Yep, there's Senesac and Sogak, Newbegin, and then see the 11 of Dawson Miller way in the background here.
Yeah, I'm curious how he comes into play.
Oh, does the 5 get rolling here? Yeah. And once the 11 had locked up,
wow, that did not seem like that much contact, but I mean, right place, right time, and it's enough to destroy the suspension.
Ooh, that was a pretty good hit. Yeah. Wow. So the 11's night likely over. The 77 gets back rolling. All right, Cedric Hunter, you didn't get it done on the last restart to get down the inside and follow Urashak. You're going to have to do it this time. This is your one and only shot. Ooh. If you want in, you've got to race for it.
Interesting. Alex Bell, he gave up what was that, 5th position. He came down to pit lane and let a bunch of others on down.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be for.
Well, I mean, I think he just came in. I think he's saying might as well have the fresh tires because you're not going to win it from 5th, right?
Good point.
So I think he's just thinking, yeah, I'll just try, throw something up the wall and just hope it sticks. And that's what pretty much everyone 11th on back is going to be hoping for.
I'm not sure if I don't think there's unlimited green-white checkers in it. So I think the same green-white checker rules apply. I'll have to double check on that, but I mean, it's worth giving it a shot.
So while we wait to get back to the restart, just a word on those that are qualified in to the All-Star race. The eligible drivers are former All-Star race winners, which would include Jake Nichols from Season 2, Jordan Martin from Season 3, and Ryan Hartz from Season 4. Former champions, which include David Weishart, Cameron Hearn, Brad Slaughter, James Shainwolf, and James Scioli, as well as recent race winners that also include Seth Knoll, Travis Beckner, Jake Matheson, Connor Horn, Ryan Swan, Richard Thomas, JT Poole, John Hall, and Nathan Jump. And those are the drivers that did not have to enter the Open in order to qualify for the All-Star race.
Here's one I've been double-checked it with admin for the night, Eric Wineland. It is only one attempt at a green-white checkered, so those that pit, they are... I mean, if you're not inside the top 3 or 4, I would say that's an interesting call, and why not? It might work in the end, who knows? But if we get a yellow before they get to the white, it's over.
Alex Bell dropping to the rear. I think that would be incident responsibility.
Yes, he got a EOL for causing the incident.
Alan Elwood back to 5th. What a night he has had.
I think he's going to be kicking himself, though, because if he didn't get in that penalty starting the race, he would have been maybe a little bit of a better position. He still very much got a shot, especially from 5th, and arguably he's got the fresher tires than the leaders, so might have something.
Yeah, he can still get in on the fan vote, even if he doesn't finish inside the top 2, but yeah, it's a tough blow to have, especially on the early stages of the race, which, I mean, I guess it's good that it happened very early on in the race, because if it would have happened any other lap, he would have been in even more of a pickle and definitely would have been out of it. But no hope lost. Kyle still has a shot.
A shot is all you can ask for on a night like this. And we're going to get a restart here. Bosch comes out, race is over. I love watching these cars race. I think it's so cool. I think we did a full season with these back when it was changed to the ARCA car. With 3 wide, yeah, and we
after the new damage wall came out.
Right, we haven't had a full season of these cars with this Cup configuration, but man, they are so much fun to watch move around. They're just, it'd be really neat if. I always thought iRacing's greatest strength is an archival tool, and so some of the tracks that got replaced, I always wish that they would have kept the old versions that you could run historic races, but.
Especially because now the CO, a lot of the actually coming up this build, a lot of historic NASCARs are getting the new damage model.
Yeah, even the old COT was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I wish they'd.
I can't wait to play around with that.
Yeah, they should revert that to the original splitter brace and winged version. I think that.
See, what I wish is that we just got the variants, right?
Yeah,
like the different ones.
It's a lot of content to manage, but
it's not that much.
It'd be cool if you could select it in the setup screen or something silly like that, but. Anyway, 2 laps to go in the area open. 2 drivers plus a fan vote will advance, and it is the top 2. Currently, Connor Kresick and Connor Urashak, the ones that would advance through. But can Cedric Hunter, Greg Mitchell, or somebody else make it in? They have 2 laps, 3 miles to determine it. The area open. Green flag back in the air.
Great jump for Connor Urashak. Connor Kresick trying to just make sure he can hold off Cedric Hunter. Hunter was trying to throw a move to the inside. Couldn't quite get there. Douglas Dubing getting spun around. He saves it on the apron.
The 51 is all over the place, though. High, low. Look at Hunter trying to throw the block there on Alan Elwood.
And Elwood, you're going to watch out for him, Hunter, as he's making a charge.
Trying to fight for all he's got on that outside line. He might have enough of a run to get 3rd. Will it be enough to get 2nd, though? He's going to have 1 more lap to do so. Coming off turn 4, white flag in the air. We're going to have a finish in the open.
One more time around. Alan Elwood needs 2 more spots. He's so close. Needs to get by Cedric Hunter. Hunter's going to run him up the hill just the slightest bit. I don't think he's going to get there, though, unless he just absolutely throws it into the corner, Finian.
Yeah, it's got to do. I mean, hey, it depends on how bad he wants it to make a move. Here we go into 3 and 4 for the final time.
Through 3 and 4, Connor Urashak, he's going to the All-Star race. Okrezik is close. Can he get there? Checkered flag waving. Urashak, Okrezik advance to the area All-Star race. Alan Elwood comes up 1 spot short.
Penny late and $1 short for Alan Elwood. I mean, there's still the chance he can get in through the fan vote. We'll have to see. Once that gets all tallied up, that's going to be his final hope for making it onto the All-Star race.
Yeah, well, we saw not happy with the way Cedric Hunter raced him, but I mean, it's the last lap, and I mean, Cedric Hunter wasn't out of it either. He had every right to go for that spot, but it just seemed like Elwood had the faster car throughout the race, Kyle.
Yeah, it looks like Elwood was really in position that he had one more lap. He would have gotten it. You see the frustration there. So close. Less than a tenth and a half back from moving on to the area All-Star race. We got an intermission, and we're going to get set for the next race, which will be the area All-Star race. 2 20-lap heats and a 35-lap main race. $100 to win. We'll be back after this. Well, the sun is down and the stars are out. The area all-star race is about to get underway in just a couple moments' time. Once a season, we go racing for $100, and this time the format is two 20-lap heats, each setting the different rows for the starting lineup. The first heat will set the inside row. The second heat will set the outside row, and then it's 35 laps, $100 to win. Kyle Heyer joined by Hunter Slappy and Finian DeCuno. Guys, welcome back. And we're about ready to get started with the first of our two heats. Just waiting on a few more drivers to get joined up. And we've got one that was voted in by the fan vote, and that driver was Alex Bell.
Yeah, glad to see that he ended up winning it and won by 32 votes. Yeah, quite a bit of people come out for him, stick up for him. So glad to see him winning that. So that will boost our count. We got 17 drivers lined up here, all with a chance at $100. And not only that, too, we go to for the two heats. You can winner of each heat will be winning $20. So if you do really well tonight, you can be walking out of here with $120 to your name.
Indeed, and I need to get clarification for how this is going to be set up. So we have two 20-lap cash dash races. Is that the right term for it? 20-lap cash dash races. So the first race is going to determine the starting lineup for the main event on the inside lane, and then the second race is going to determine the starting order on the outside lane. So if you finish first, you're obviously going to start first on the inside lane. Or if you finish fourth, like say Connor Horn finishes fourth in the first cash dash race, he'll start seventh on the inside row, and vice versa. If you finish fourth in the second dash, you start eighth in that row. So I'll have to determine how that's going to get set up by qualifying, as JT Poole is amongst those that have made it to the All-Star event.
Yeah, really exciting times for him. And Alex Bell promised us crab rangoons, so I'm waiting for my delivery right after this. But just a couple more drivers to get joined up, and Michael Curhan is one of them. He was the driver that won the halfway race in the Open, and well earned, honestly. Held off Connor Urashak in that first sprint, which was very impressive considering how good Connor Urashak has been so far this season. But Curhan was able to wrangle that car up to a win for the first half of that race. And it's significant that he was able to do that for 20 straight laps, because our heats are 20 laps, and then of course our feature is only 35, which is not even quite a full fuel run. So if you can run 20 laps green and not burn your tires off, you're probably in a decent spot regardless. So I think he's in a pretty decent position to move forward and maybe have a shot to win this.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he can do. I mean, of course, we have to see how he can perform against really the creme de la creme, right? Because you got champions, you got past All-Star race winners, and you got all of this season and last season's current race winners as well. So it's really a tough crowd that he's going to have to try to stand out. And I mean, of course, he's got some really good pace, considering he was not able to be passed by anyone in the All-Star Open. But we'll see, will that transform into the race, the main event here.
All right, so I just checked back in the Admin Tower with Eric Weiland, and Jacob Bell now joined him. So qualifying, it's basically simple. So if you qualify 7th, you're going to be in the first dash for cash race, because that determines the inside line order. And if you qualify 10th or 12th, you're going to be in the second dash race.
Makes sense.
Yep, so just basically the Daytona duels.
Yeah, top half goes into heat 1, bottom half goes into heat 2. We're not alternating, is basically what your point is. And then from where they qualify, that will determine the row in that lane. So getting some good practice in here, and it's interesting because the weather is relatively cool, so track temps aren't very high, and that means that there will be maximum grip available. Finney, we went 20 laps in the first run without any major dramas. We could go green the entire time in the All-Star race, especially if we get spread out. It's all about managing the rear tires in particular on these cars.
Well, I mean, there is definitely the chance we could. I would say in a normal race we would go green quite a way. However, remember, we're waving $100 in front of some of these guys' faces. That's quite a bit of cash for sim races. So you can imagine the kind of things that drivers will do and be willing to do here. You should push come to shove. So we'll see how these guys play it again. I think we're going to see something very similar to the Open. Very clean first half of the race. Once you start to get into the later laps, it's going to get a lot more chaotic.
Chaotic indeed, and some of the, I don't know if we've touched up on any of the drivers who are confirmed in for the All-Star main event. I don't think we've talked about them too much, but one of them is Jake Nichols, as I want to go back to the previous winners of the All-Star race. So the first ever All-Star race, surprisingly, was won by Jake Nichols. Who would have thought? Back when they ran it at Atlanta, and I believe that was the old Atlanta, not the new Atlanta. So he's looking to go and become the first two-time All-Star race winner, kind of like how we had Travis Beckman become the first two-time Area 500 champ. But there are a couple more drivers looking to possibly etch their name into that. Jordan Martin, talked about him back in Season 3 when he won at the LA Coliseum. I know that was a chaotic race. So he's looking to also win his second Area All-Star race in 3 seasons. And then last season's All-Star race winner, back from, I believe we were at Charlotte. Yes, we were at Charlotte. It was Ryan Hartz. So Ryan Hartz is trying to go back-to-back in All-Star race wins, and I think he's got a pretty good shot to do so.
Where is Jordan Martin and Ryan Hartz?
Oh, boy. Okay, well.
That's who we're waiting on, I think. 2 of those drivers are not even here, and they should be. They're on the list. I was wondering why we're taking long to get sorted for this next race, and it appears to be that.
Well, I do know one of the race winners who are locked into the main event that won't be here is Richard Thomas. Unfortunately, he won't be a part of that, and that also goes for recent winners from the Cup side of things and the truck side of things too. So that's how Richard Thomas got his way in. Yeah, still waiting on Hartz and Jordan Martin. I don't know if they're going to be in or not, but hopefully they'll be in, because we currently have 18 cars, and that would give us an even 20.
As is the plan. Talk about Connor Horn here, Finian. Recently got his first win in a while. A necessary win given the start to his Area Cup Series season. Won a couple weeks ago at the Monster Mile. Or no, was it Atlanta? Where did he win?
He won in Atlanta, finished well at Dover.
That's right. Got a recent win, and with that comes a ton of confidence that I think is good to have. Well, we'll see how he does tonight, but chasing the car a little bit out of turn 2 at the moment.
Yeah, and just really needed a little bit of luck going his way this season. Not the best of starts, but he's bounced back. He's bounced back with a win inside the currently 16th in the Cup Series points. So definitely point in the right direction. He gained 14 spots from his finish at Dover, and that was just inside the top 5, or I think P6 actually at Dover. So it's starting to go in the right direction for him in the Cup Series, and now again trying to mount that second championship charge. Just missed out on it last season. Hoping to see if he can make it in this time around, and starting to look a little bit better and more stronger in the middle of the season.
We're headed down to the Roval next week, going road racing for the one and only time in the Area Season 5 season, and headed to the Roval configuration of this track. And I'm looking at this oval, top down. I don't see where the chicane supposed to be.
Like where it is in real life?
It's right. It should be just to the right of the Jumbotron on the bottom of the screen, but
it's right before they get to that tunnel.
Yeah, but I guess my question being, this scan of the oval appears to be before that addition was made.
I want to say this was probably 2000.
Well, this scan's 2018, I would imagine, because
Yes.
that's what is dated in the sim.
Right.
And then the second version of the Roval was 2019, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little bit surprised they didn't just make that adjustment to both of them, but
I guess it's had to leave it alone.
somebody hit the wall a ton down there.
Oh, that was...
Who was that?
Ryan Swan just collided with JT Poole, was the initial one that took the beating.
Oh, boy.
That was who I was looking for. You watch this
Yeah.
wreck. This is horrific. Into the wall, and then right here. Oh my God.
That is a definite trip to the Infield Care Center.
Holy cow.
That looked like Kyle Busch from the 2014 All-Star race. Something similar.
That is ugly. Still no sign of the 2 that we're missing.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are forgot, or they're having problems, or what. So Alex Bell has joined, so he's been just kind of hanging out. Everyone else has taken some times here. David Weishart is on lap 72 of this practice session.
Really getting his laps in. You know, they say practice makes perfect.
Setup of that thing looks really funky. The front end's really high off the ground. The rear end's really low.
I guess it kind of is looking a little weird.
Well, now it's on jacks. Seth Knoll, Solar Flare Racing.
Oh,
What?
Okay. That's interesting.
Please replay.
how to flip your race car.
Oh, he just got pile driven from the 73.
Oh,
Fun fact, that's how they shot Ricky Bobby.
And there is
The movie.
the
The
checker.
movie, not the person.
There's the checker. There's the advance. So all that waiting, and they did not make it. So they will, unless they are joining here during the qualifying session. And here we go, qualifying for the All-Star race. Top 10 will be in the first heat, and the bottom 10 will be in the, well, I guess this time now it's 9, will be in that second heat. Both are 20 laps. I'd expect those to go pretty green with only 9 cars each, Finney, and that should be a pretty straightforward 20-lap dash.
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how those play out. Again, some money being waived for these drivers as well. So a little bit of extra motivation to perform in the 2 heats before the main event. Shane Wolf here, one of the first drivers out on track, ready to put his time down and see how he ranks amongst the rest. Shane
Wolf in from that previous champion provisional. As if you go back to the beginning of area, we had 4 series, and the 4th one were the ARCA cars, which in my opinion I had the most fun calling action for, and Shane Wolf just so happened to be the champion of that series in the only season that it has run. Maybe we could see that return in the future, and I think Shane Wolf would like to see that too, but that is why he's in the All-Star race and more suited in these cars. Almost out of moment off turn 4. See what his lap time is.
Yeah, a lot of drivers putting laps in at the moment, so it's going to be a pretty quick sprint here. Shane Wolf second as Scioli goes to the top of the board instantly. John Hall is working his way around out of turn 4 as well, and his number 03 Camaro, that was very tight to the wall out of turn 4.
Yeah, bought the whole racetrack. He's going to use up the whole racetrack and launch himself only up to P3 at the moment as 5 drivers have put a time down. Michael Curran,
Wow,
in the number 24 machine, second place, just 8,000 shy of James Scully's. That's a solid time. Connor Okrezik, his number 14 machine, is starting his lap. Ooh, loose out of turn 2, and that's going to be into that lap as he collides with the inside wall.
Here's the fan vote winner, Alex Bell. Once more, no relation to Jacob Bell. They clashed towards the end of the All-Star Open, but was able to get the votes from the fans. 32 votes. It was enough to send him into the main event, and who knows, guys, maybe he could spice some things up between the front runners.
And possibly, let's see what he's got here. Big slide there out of the center of turn 2. He was fighting up towards the front of the Open quite a ways, so I think he's got the pace to be there. Into turns 3 and 4 now. Right along the bottom. And really tight to the wall again out of 4. See what the time is. It's going to be 174.426 at a 30.009. Puts him 5th out of the 7 that have made an attempt. And it looks like now it's 5th out of 8 as Cameron Hearn does a 30.016 behind. It was actually 29.993. And Nathan jumped next across
JT
the board.
Poole. Sorry,
Wow.
as he comes across the line in the 26 up to pole.
That was a solid lap there by JT.
Like the hood, too.
Yeah. Retweet. Here's Euroshak. 1 spot short.
Wow, pole position for the 15.
Wow.
It's an ugly car, but it runs well.
You see JT's reaction. How did he beat that? Oh,
Wow.
That's great. That's why I pay $17 a month for Zoom. For moments like that. David Weishart's gearing up for a lap. Ryan Swan's on one in the number 20. Here he comes out of turn 2 on his flying lap.
Ooh, David Weiser, he just hit the pit road wall on his opening lap, so he'll reset as Ryan Swan continues on his flying lap.
And here comes the 20. Let's see what he's got in the HyperX Chevy. And 172. That's only going to be a 34.04. That will be last by a ways. And Weishart will gear up and go again. Connor Horn, Seth Knoll, Nichols, and Okrezik, and then Slaughter yet to go. Okrezik actually had his accident, so 5 of those 6 still have yet to turn a time. Weishart's going to stop and start again.
Yeah, didn't feel the run-up right. I mean, hey, if you can reset, you might as well, right? Might as well reset your time as Connor Horn just looking patient. Looks like he's looking at his phone.
He's just watching something, but not qualifying.'s got 5 minutes. There's still time on the board to do it. He's watching the broadcast.
Okay, I was going to say. I was wondering if he was watching the stream on his phone. I was right.
Well, he is. David Weishart is getting up to speed now, so we'll go back to live action here into 3 and 4, right up against the rim.
Oh,
and in the wall again.
I imagine it's going to be another reset.
I don't like this high line in 3 and 4. I don't think that it's just so risky to build momentum up there. I don't know that that's where I would be right now.
Well, you can run up there, but I think you need to give yourself a little bit more room. Maybe run a lane off the wall just to avoid yourself, especially if you got a little bit of a slip up. You have some room to catch the car instead of going into the wall and you get that sucker hole effect. But again, just reset it, get going again. Still no other takers on it.
You wearing the grid life shirt again? Yes, he is. You can't see it in this shot, but he's got the grid life shirt.
Well, hang on. If you give him a second, he'll probably stand up.
Oh, yeah. I'll leave the camera here for a moment. There it is.
Told you.
Oh, Weishart again trying this upper groove.
Well, they're working better this time. Here he goes.
He's in the wall again, and now it's too late. He's going to have to stick with it.
I think he should be fine. This is a little bit of a tag on there. And running up high again in 1 and 2. Interesting move. Oh man.
You see on the hood of that 33, he's got the, as he says it, Lowell Cardinals, as they had a pretty good football season, came up short in their conference championship game, but nonetheless very proud to represent the red, white, and black 33. See if it's going to count his time.
29.957, decent enough for 6th.
It did.
Brad Slaughter Jr. tried and bailed. Here's Connor Horn.
He bailed right at the start-finish line. Slaughter like a couple feet away from the line, so he's going to be able to reset. But Connor Horn's out there now. Whoa!
Now he's going to stop.
3 and 4.
He's going to stop and try again. We'll go back to Slaughter. It's like whack-a-mole here. This is why you can't wait to the absolute last moment, because you got to give yourself at least a couple of tries.
Yeah. Give yourself some breathing room, some chances to make an attempt. So it looks like Jake Nichols, Seth Knoll quietly waiting in their cars. They're sitting on pit lane, yet to jump out on track.
$100 is on the line for the winner of the main event, by the way.
Up there he goes, testing out the brakes.
And he'll try again.
That's exactly where he stopped the first time, too.
It's actually pretty funny. See if Connor's got this sorted out.
If he doesn't slip, he should be going. There he goes.
He'll take
committed.
that, I think.
Nice, right on that blue line.
Kind of conservative there in 1 and 2, I think. Just going for a solid lap versus trying to go for pole here. I'm not sure that was the quickest he could possibly go. Right on the blue line, he's going to get loose here, center of the corner. But carries that side slip well all the way to the exit. Let's see what Connor Horn's got. It's got to be in the 29s. It is 29.813, good enough for second.
Solid run for the 42 machine and a little bit of a drift to celebrate. Ooh, that's actually a really good move.
Well, living up to the Grid Life name, I'll say. So second place, that's a front row start, provided Slaughter, Nichols, or Knoll don't go quicker. Here's Brad Slaughter Jr., and that time he's going to have to commit to it. Doesn't have enough time to stop.
Off line for him, yeah, 29.9. Going to be only 7th fastest for the number 8 machine. Now finally, Seth Knoll and Jake Nichols, I think, waiting for most of the rest of the competitors to get on track. Finally, they will go to make an attempt.
And they chose the same moment to leave pit lane, so we're only going to really get to watch one of them. I think Knoll's a little ahead of Nichols here, so we'll watch the one first. coming to the green flag here to start their lap.
And both of them will commit to starting this lap. Stuff the wall right up against the wall on entry.
We'll watch both of them, Kyle says defiantly.
That's one way to do it.
It's working. All right, here comes Seth
Glitch in
Knoll.
the Matrix.
Yeah. Whoa, really tight out of 4. Here he comes. What's Knoll got? That's a 29.979 and a 29.902, neither of which are good enough for front row. Connor Horn will stay up there. Nichols is 5th. Knoll 10th.
Yep. The Connor and Connor show up for P1 and P2 here, as qualifying is going to be complete.
And JT Poole, 11 thousandths shy of that front row start.
Well, he's going to be on the front row for the first Cash Dash race.
Oh, right. We split these in 2.
So he'll have a shot at that starting spot.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, let's wrap things up here from qualifying and transition over to the race. In the meantime, we'll get your Roasted Gems Coffee starting lineup here in just a moment. Race fans, be sure to check out rickshotsauce.com for some of the best hot sauces made locally in South Florida. Try the Loxahatchee Classic, Golden Garlic, Palm Beach Pineapple, or South Beach Heat. Follow the Rick's Hot Sauce Rookie of the Year battle in the Area Cup Series and see which driver will take home the $100 prize as the highest finishing rookie in the point standings. All right. Really, this car's starting it. There they are.
If you go to the pit lane camera, you get a nice shot.
Thinking one step ahead of me.
It was funny enough, I told myself I was going to make a camera for the gridding. Forgot to do that. So, the next best one.
Next time. Well, the grading process is here. This is going to be a fast race. 20 laps, only about 10 minutes. And then our feature is 35. And, of course, because these are heats, they're going to be back-to-back-to-back. Pretty rapid fire here. Left-hand side of your screen is your Roasted Gems Coffee starting lineup. And we'll let you peruse that here as we get set to go racing. Have a look at the weather one more time. Track temp is continuing to drop here later in the afternoon. 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 74 degrees in the air. Urashak, Poole, Nichols, Beckner, Weishart, your top 5. That is John Hall, Alex Bell, Jake Matheson, and Ryan Swan. The rest of your top 10. Alex Bell is, of course, the fan vote winner. 32 votes put him in the show.
And going to be starting back in 7th for this heat, but again, it's, you know, these guys have a 20-lap dash right here to sort themselves out for the qualifying work for the main event. And we know, if anything, if it's not qualifying speed that 15 has, definitely some race pace that he can. And I mean, hey, he's only got to battle 8 other cars to try to get a solid starting spot.
Pick me a winner. Hunter, you go first.
For this one, I will probably go with, you know what? Let's make it interesting. Jake Nichols in the 73.
Is that really making it interesting?
Oh, it's not picking a pole sitter.
That's true. That is true. I guess for me, I'll go with Alex Bell. I'm feeling him. He's looking pretty good. As long as he doesn't get a penalty, should be good.
Well, I am getting stomped in the commentator picks so far this season, so I am willing to get stomped tonight. Jake Matheson from 8th wins this race. That is a bold claim because it's not a very deep field, but it's very talented field.
Putting it in the basketball terms, he is shooting from the parking lot. That's what Kyle's doing.
This is just for the heat, though. We'll pick a different winner when we get to the race. What?
There's a little backtracking on that.
No, for all of our picks.
Just to be clear.
We're doing the heats, and then we're doing the full race. It's a triple points night. Actually, it's quadruple points night because of the Open. Or quintuple points night because we picked halfway for the Open as well.
Or it's no points because I don't know if we're counting it because it's a non-points event.
It's only non-points for the drivers.
Is that how that works?
It's also non-points for us because I'm not calculating commentator pick points. That's Michael Curhan's job. But I'm sure anytime he hears the word pick, he's picking the Peter Piper picked the points. The pecker.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers.
What's a peck of peppers?
Pickled peppers. That should have been a rapper.
Well, anyway, 20 lap race.
Here we go. 20 laps, heat 1. setting the inside row for the area all-star race. Here we go, green flag from Charlotte. Oh, one car peeled off. David Weishart. And slowing way down, doesn't want any part of this. Maybe strategy there. JT Poole sideways out of 2.
Had a great start, just wasn't able to hang on. You see a big smile on his face. He's always got a big smile on his face. Hanging on there. He looked like he might have been able to get around the 15 on the outside, but he's falling back in behind.
Yeah, Weishart not too happy with the race car, and we're only 1 lap in, so just wanted to stay out of harm's way for everyone else in the field as Euroshak continues to lead, but Poole close in his tails as Alex Bell is looking to the outside of Jake Nichols, but we're on board with Poole.
Well, he wanted 1,000 horsepower. He's going to get almost that tonight. Let's see if he can play with the 850 or whatever they get here. Here's Bell to the inside of Nichols, or the outside rather. Alex showing that his qualification in here was worth it.
They're really, again, showing some solid pace, trying to see if he can break inside. Well, really break past Jake Nichols, who's still fighting him on that inside lane in the 73, and it looks like Nichols is going to back off for now. Around the 15 will go. His next target, Travis Beckner in 3rd.
And the front 2 have just splintered off and away, not wasting any time. Pretty big fight, kind of packing up here behind Travis Beckner for 3rd.
Yeah, I'm not sure, again, if he's just trying to back off and conserve something, but I mean, there's not really much to conserve, right? It's only a 20-lap sprint, so you've got to be kind of pushing hard. Now it looks like Bell is going to be the one pushing him, trying to see if he can get past him. So he has a look to the inside.
Gonna think about setting it into turn 3, but thinks twice of it. Instead, decides to go on the outside lane, trying to get a little bit of a run staggered in. Now he's gonna look low.
A little crossover there, that got exciting. Eye on JT Poole and Connor Urashak, but the cork is Travis Beckner. Bell is going to go the long way around. Look at the speed that he's carrying up top. That is a lesson everybody should be taking note from right now.
Yeah, a great move. Will easily get it done on the back straight away. So Bell up to 3rd. Beckner now has to worry about Jake Nichols in his mirror. And I'm curious to see Alex Bell, not the best of starts. He's been put back a couple seconds to the leaders. Now has to focus on trying to drive back up to them.
Good on board here from Matheson, side by side in front of him though. Nichols on the inside, Beckner on the outside. Beckner trying to stop the bleeding for now as gets that run off the corner. And then like you mentioned, Kyle, earlier on, we're only 5 laps in, but the top 2 have driven off. They're almost 2 seconds away from 3rd place Bell.
No need to conserve. Oh man, look at JT hanging the rear end of that thing out. He is just, look at his smug little smile.
Oh, he is all smiles behind there, Finian.
He really is. I wish we had Connor Urashak as you. It would have been funny if he's just like angry, serious, furious face. He's got JT's old smiles in behind.
Love the sounds of these things too. Also, get a much different sound.
They sound quick.
They sound cool, and then also when you go off into the corner, you're off throttle. We've gotten so used to just cars going by the camera at full song.
JT has the best reactions on the face cam.
It's like the Kim Burton cam. You can't pull away because of all the emotion.
You can pull away from the Kim Burton cam. We don't need we don't need a constant camera on that.
We need Mrs. JT Poole so we can look at her face.
I wish you could look at the back of JT Poole's car. Just realize on the back of the bumper it says "Meow."
Well, let's see if we can get that shot. A little slide there. One-handed drift out of turn 4. And Neum indeed. Travis Beckner, they'll try to keep Jake Nichols behind him.
Yeah, Beckner's been struggling. A decent run off the first couple of laps, so now it's trying to fall off in the middle of the run. Nichols, whoa! Contact between both of them, and there goes Nichols, going to drop back in behind, going to lose the momentum. Here comes Jake Matheson, charging up the inside. Will try to dive to the inside of the 73. He gets the door slam shot on him.
Yeah, close call there from Nichols in the 73 with Beckner in the 28, as both are vying just to stay in front of one another, and Beckner gets the better half of that for now. Closing in on halfway of this first Dash Cash race.
Yeah, I wonder how much oval the ovals really need attention with the multi-groove if you just give them more power. Look at this. We're on the outside, Jake Nichols. And there was 5 different lines getting run there in Charlotte Turn 1.
Yeah, that is the big thing with the oval refresh coming out tomorrow.
I just wonder how much of that is the car and how much of it's the track.
Well, I mean, I guess you kind of have to do a little bit more. The car's not going to do anything for it. Whoa, as Nichols just slots his car ahead of the 28. But yeah, these cars all taking them advantage. See Bell in the middle, Nichols down low, Matheson up on top.
And there's John Hall. Oh, John Hall in the 03 there closing in. I haven't talked about him. He was the winner from Daytona in the trucks earlier this year. That's why he got into the All-Star race and is closing in on this close battle here between the 4 cars. As boy, there's Jake Nichols trying to get that outside lane rolling.
Yeah, he snuck up there. I don't know, I turned Irish there for a second. Stuck up there out of turn 4. Just stuck the nose in the hole that was closing and was able to get the overlap. And that outside lane proving to be very effective right now as Nichols drives up to 3rd. Here comes Matheson in the 52.
Yeah, I think Bell might have pushed a little bit too hard too early. Here comes Nichols are already around him, and now Jake Matheson trying to mount a charge up on top. That 15, trying to see if he can stay up ahead. Doesn't quite get the run up the corner. Here comes 52, charging to his outside.
Talking about someone that might have charged a little too early. The gap now is 1 second between 1st and 2nd place. Grown a lot over the last handful of laps. JT Poole starting to fall a bit off the pace now. Maybe that's why we saw the 73 Nichols look like he was saving his tires in the first half of the run. Still somewhat of a smile on the face of Poole.
Oh, look out, Bell. Has Beckner right up the tailpipes. That's a dangerous spot with how sloped these noses are on these cars. 7 to go. I swear, JT Poole's car wouldn't get into gear and he'd be smiling right now.
Fun enough, considering the amount of issues we had, I think, at Dover, right? We haven't had any of that here with the traditional 4-speed H pattern. Yeah, I guess. I should clarify that. Still got quite a bit of racing left for tonight as Bell's trying to hold off Travis Beckner as easily as he passed him before. It comes Beckner now charging on the outside.
Gonna get tight going into 1. Beckner still trying to fight back on the outside, and Bell on the inside, and Hall is just lurking there in the background, running in 7th right now on board with him. Got a nice run, gonna go down low, go around the 15 of Alex Bell, gonna be door-to-door into turn 3, but Bell's gonna fight back on that outside.
Bell throttles up, trying to maintain his momentum up there. I think he's burned his tires up a touch, but that outside lane could help. When you get pinned on the bottom, you can't wind out the car as much as you'd like through the corner, so the outside gives you a bit more breathing room, and you see him on a pretty stout defense here after getting run down fairly quick by the group ahead of him, now that he's back on the line that he used to get those places in the first place. Isn't it just fun to watch these cars go around?
Oh, it absolutely is.
Gosh.
Because I mean, you get to see these drivers, you know, they're wheeling. You can literally see through the windshield. You can see these drivers fighting the wheel, fighting the car off the corner.
John Hall crosses over Alex Bell to the bottom.
All right, see if he can get clear and move himself up. He's been 6th since the start of this race as he gets past Bell. The Bell charging just a nose ahead on the back straightaway.
And again, should mention $20 on the line here if Connor Yaroshak can hold on for the next 3 laps as they're coming across the stripe now. And this determines the inside lane for the main event starting position. So right now, Yaroshak would be the pole sitter, Belt into the wall there. And Poole and Nichols, they're going to be side by side in the next couple of laps. They're going to be fighting for that 3rd starting spot as Bell's still trying to find a way around John Hall. Here's David Weisart, dropped back at the beginning and is now caught up with 7th place Bell.
Yeah, Weisart trying to right the ship there after a slow start. A little smoke there out of 4, and Weisart takes a bit of a slide. 2 laps to go here from Charlotte.
And that smoke levels from Travis Beckner a little bit too sideways in 3 and 4. He's able to save it. And there's a look at the lead there. Yaroshak completely checked out from everyone else. And you can see Jake Nichols starting to catch JT Poole here in the closing laps.
About 3 to 4 car lengths separating Poole and Nichols, but close to 2 seconds separating themselves from race leader Connor Yaroshak, who's going to come off turn 4 and see that white flag waving. 1 more lap in the first cash dash race.
JT has Jake Nichols bearing down on him from behind. Jake's going to go high here in 1 and 2. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of momentum. Neither of them are going to go home with that $20 prize for winning this heat. But as far as moving one row forward in the start of the race, look, here comes Jake Nichols to the top here in 3 and 4. Side by side. One corner left. JT doesn't have the speed to do it. He slips, he slides. Here comes Nichols out of 4. He'll grab second away. Urashak wins the first heat. Nichols second. Poole third.
And Connor Urashak is $20 richer as he comes across the line.
I've never seen someone so happy to lose a spot on the last lap.
I was going to say the same. Urashak, we didn't get long to look at that. Urashak, Nichols, and JT Poole, your front runners in this one, and immediately on to the second race of the night, second heat of the night. This one, Roasted Gems Coffee starting lineup there on the left. Connor Horn, James Scioli will start on the front row for this one, Finian.
Yeah, there are Curran, Slaughter, Knoll, Jump, Hearn, Shane Wolf, and Okrezik, the 9 drivers in heat number 2. And again, this will be starting positions for the outside lane.
All right. Pick me a Heat 2 winner time. Finian.
Okay,
Hunter,
Finian,
Hunter
you go
started.
first.
Hunter, well, dang it.
Let Hunter go.
I'm going to go with Skyline in 7.
Okay, good. My pick is 24, Mark McCurran.
No one's picking Connor Horn? Yeah, I wouldn't either. Seth Knoll wins this race. I don't know. I saw him having a hard time there in practice. Made me nervous.
I like the camera. I think he knows what you said. It's like a suka.
Oh, well, we'll see. Sipping the Magic Coke. That's a different thing. Never mind. As we get set to go racing, 20 laps tonight. Again, only about a 10-minute show before we get into our 35-lap formal feature where we'll give the winner $100 and crown them the 2023 Season 5 Area All-Star Champion. Subscribe to SimTV if you haven't. Follow Area iRacing on Twitch if you haven't. Twitch.tv/Area iRacing, YouTube.com/SimTV Broadcasting. I'm excited after tonight. We've got, of course, the iRacing Season 1 2024 build tomorrow. I'm building a brand new iRacing PC tonight as soon as this broadcast concludes, and moving this current PC over to just broadcast-only duty. And just got myself an Elgato HD60X capture card as well, so totally changing how we've done broadcasting here at SimTV. The first time that we've ever had a capture card setup since we began in 2018.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's funny because people were lucky to even have just one high-end PC.
Yeah.
You got just 2.
Well, you know, part of this is to solve, if you guys are familiar watchers here on SimTV, that flickering issue that happens with really big fields. Part of that is to alleviate that problem, especially with team events in particular. And this will spread the load out between broadcasting and iRacing, and that will allow me to do much more advanced things as well on the graphics side. As ATVO in particular, our graphics software, is not contributing to any better performance than I would have on its own. So very exciting things. This 7x11 room that all of this is in is getting pretty crowded, though. And it's all on
I was going to say, you don't need to have any heat running in that room, I can tell you that.
yeah, and it's also running on one plug. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, which I was told by an electrician is okay. But he did not let me cite him for that. So
I wonder why.
He did say should be fine.
I mean, hey, we heard some fire trucks in the background. Hopefully not coming to your house.
Well, they're right down the street,
soon.
so. All right, Connor Horn in the 42, James Scioli in the number 7. Then it's Curhan, Brad Slaughter, Seth Knoll, Nathan Jump, Cameron Hearn, James Shainwolf, Connor Okrezik. And winner of this gets $20. This sets your outside starters for our 35-lap All-Star race. Green flag in Heat 2 of the Area All-Star race. Connor Horn and Scioli get him underway. Look at the jump that Scioli got Horn sideways.
Yeah, and Great Jump's going to pass the 42 on the outside. Even the 24 McLaren was all over the back of Connor Horn, I think, just showing that he just did not get the start that he needed. And here comes Brad Slaughter, big run off of turn 2, immediately going to take the bottom lane, looking into 3.
Slaughter looking low, Horn up high, but the 7 of Skyle, he might have been listening to some Alan Jackson before the race because he just boot scooted, now boogieing away with that lead. Although only 1 lap complete, still 19 more to go. Curran, though, looking on the outside of Slaughter for third into turn 1.
He wants a piece of this as well. Outside lane was the lane to be in early in race 1, and here comes Curran with a big head of steam, and he'll carry that speed down the backstretch.
Great run for the 24 up into third. He will go. Now trying to see if he can get past the 42 Connor Horn. I think he feels like if he has any sort of shot at winning this race, he's got to get to the lead quickly before the 7 drives away. And we know Skyly is a dominant car in these type of conditions.
Ooh, Cameron Hearn getting close there with Brad Slaughter. Looking for 4th now with Slaughter trying to stop the bleeding, fighting on that outside line, trying to get a run off the corner.
All still stuck in behind Connor Horn. Scioli still driving away here. Bit of a cork in the bottle here as Seth Knoll and Okresic fight for 6th.
Whoa, close quarters between both of these cars. Okresic came up off the exit of the corner. Knoll still trying to fight on that outside.
Oh, contacts. Nathan Jump is going to push Seth Knoll up the hill here a touch. And James Shainwolf in a fight for 7th.
Shainwolf the caboose in this field. Trying to see if he can find some sort of way to the front. They're all still very, very close together. This field's spread out over 1.6 seconds.
Cameron Hearn jacked up Connor Horn out of 4. Get a
Gave
move
a
on.
little pep in his step.
Yeah, letting Scioli get away. Go, go, go.
Whoa, Cameron Hearn loose off of turn 2, but he's still able to keep the run going.
Curran working the bottom here on Cameron Hearn. Look at Brad Slaughter Jr. with a big run mid-corner. Where do you go with that?
Almost looks like he tried to look up through the middle, but there really wasn't a middle lane to work with. He's going to continue to try to work to that outside lane with the 24.
Slaughter still looking to rip that outside line. Don't want to get too close to that wall, though. And see the momentum on the outside. Going to give a big push to the 8, moving back into 4th. Then there's the 14 of Connor Okresic looking to join in on this battle, trying to make it a 3-car battle. But will he get around the 24 as Curran's still fighting back on that inside line that might push the 14 a little closer to him.
Yeah, Slaughter tagged the wall just a touch entering 3, and that kind of prevented him from getting off into 3 as well as he could have. But again, the best offense is a good defense, and Slaughter Jr. up top is going to be doing just that.
He gets a run off the corner, secures the deal, is up into 4th now. Sets the sight on Cameron Hearn up ahead. Connor Horn has been trying to set his sights on James Scioli, but just can't quite get up to the number 7. It's half a second up ahead.
Still keeping a sizable gap, although we'll see some changes by the halfway break as we did in the first race where we saw Jake Nichols able to climb all the way up to 2nd. And if any driver is conserving their tire wear, because this is only 2 seconds separating these 9 cars, and Shainwolf's not too far off from Nathan Jump either. These guys are still close nose and tail.
My intuition tells me this race is slightly closer than the first heat as far as positions are concerned. A little less variability and maybe a more clear understanding of what the tires were going to do over this 20-lap race, and maybe some more conservatism happening here. Conserving's the wrong word. Just not burning them up in 3 laps is probably the right word.
Yeah, I was going to say they're just going a more relaxed phase. They're not, running hard, but not full tilt. Because like you said, they don't want to burn the tires up in about 3 laps. And like what we saw with Alex Bell, he pushed hard the first couple laps and then dropped back about halfway on through. So he only had 10 laps worth of a charge. Speaking of a charge, here comes Brad Slaughter trying to get past Cameron Hearn. Both of them went top in 1 and 2 last lap. Now there goes the 4. 8's going to go on the bottom lane, trying to get his way on by.
Might have enough of a run. No, not going to be enough. Going to tuck back in line. Trying to force Cameron up high so he can get the run down low. And going to be vice versa now. But Slaughter doesn't make it through the turn. You see that 24 of Curran. He'll look to the inside if that goes amiss, and that does not. So Slaughter still keeping his eyes on the 4 of Hearn.
Well, I'll tell you something, that Connor Horn just starting to eke into the lead that Scully had built was about a tenth quicker last time by, and he'd been doing that a couple laps in a row. But Connor's going the right direction.
He just took a big chunk out of the lead in 1 and 2 by itself. I think this was perfectly planned for him. Just been waiting, biding his time. I think he's been waiting for James to get out of the lead. That's why he kind of laid off a bit at the start. And now here he comes reeling him back in. I think this lap by, a big difference. 0.2 of a second quicker.
Look at the line difference, Hunter. Top side versus bottom.
Starting to rip that outside lane like the driver who used to run the 42 and now in the 5, Kyle Larson, as people like to say Larson lining it, but Horn's starting to find a rhythm there. And Cameron Hearn has broken away from Brad Slar, starting to get into a rhythm of his own. Possibly could see a 3-car battle in the final 9 laps. Going to be 8 to go, though. Coming across the stripe, does Skyly have enough to hold off Horn?
Would you believe that Horn's favorite driver is Kyle Larson, and the shirt that he's wearing he got at the event where he met Kyle Larson for the first time?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Stars are aligning.
Story.
At a trade show for Valvoline last year in Las Vegas. Oh, he's in the wall into 3. That's going to throw him off a little, but he'll take the high line here, maybe arc the exit a bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit of a brush there. He's going to still carry that run off the corner. That's really what he's got to do. Just build up that run, carry it down the straightaway, and now make a move. There he goes down to the inside of James Scully. Battle for the lead.
Scully going to fight on that outside lane and rely on the momentum to keep him in the lead off turn 2. Horn, though, with the charging 42, going to be side by side down the backstretch. He'll tuck back in line. Meanwhile, Cameron Hearn is slowly slipping from this top 2. Slaughter's caught up to his bumper. So they're 0.8 behind the leaders.
That's where you don't want to burn your stuff up trying to get around Scully. You're clearly faster. Pick a better line. I don't think you want to get stuck on the bottom in turn 1, but I don't think Scully is going to give you the top, or maybe he will. Connor goes up high. Battle the high line.
Yeah, Connor goes up high. Scully was kind of in the middle lane there, but again, that's not what he wants either. If they both start slowing themselves up, Cameron Hearn, Michael Curran, and Brett Sauter will come back at them. Now he's running just a little bit more to that inside of the 7.
Connor Horn is all over the bumper of Scully, trying to navigate outside, inside, maybe the middle. Going to be close here in the closing stages. 5 to go as Horn once again looks low, but Scully runs the same tire tracks. And Cameron Hearn, he's still under attack from now. Michael Curran, who's moved up to 4th.
I love this battling. Scully's just driving wherever Connor Horn is. You can't drive through him. You got to drive around him, and you see him changing lanes every turn. This is classic oval racing. Make him pass you. Don't give him the lane that he wants. 4 to go.
In behind there, you can see pass, and also on the scoring ticker, Michael Curran up to 3rd place now ahead of Cameron Hearn. And that silver Ford Taurus is going to be charging to the front quick.
$20 on the line, less than 4 to go here, and the outside starting row on the line as well as Scully trying to fend off Connor Horn. Horn getting a little too close for comfort there. To run the outside in turn 3 and try to get the momentum off 4.
Yeah, being pretty calculated. That scrape of the wall in turn 3 hasn't really hurt him. Despite it looking and sounding bad. He's all over Scully here, but he's got to figure it out. No pressure from behind. He's just running out of time to do it. He doesn't have any pressure that's going to cause him to make a mistake. He's just got to be calculated about what he does from here on out.
The big thing, too, if he's not just running out of laps, too, if a caution comes out, it's going to reset everything. So ideally, you want to get this patch done sooner rather than later as they come out of the corner to the line. 2 laps to go.
I mean, you can use the bumper here. It just might not work in the main event. 35 laps compared to 20, but $20 still on the line as Scully. Oh, not a good corner there for Horn. Scully going to try and fend off the 42 for another lap and a half.
Yeah, that was really good defense there by Scully those last couple of laps, and Connor finally made a mistake, and it was at a critical time. Knoll up the hill, almost into Hearn here in 3 and 4.
He'll keep it going the right direction. There you go. White flag in the air for James Scully. 1 more lap to defend.
Lead increasing, 3-car lengths, 4-car lengths almost heading into turn 1 to 7. That's fought so hard. And he make it through another back straightaway and 2 more corners and then through the quad oval.
I think he's done everything he needed to do. James Scully Looked like he might not walk away from this heat race as a winner. Ooh, Horn tried to throw it in there, couldn't do it.
Gave the Hail Mary.
Checkered flag, $20 richer as James Scioli. Connor Horn will come up just short. Put on a valiant effort. The rest of the field comes across the stripe in a pretty heated battle to the stripe there. 5, 6, and 7, all within a couple tenths of a second of each other.
And like that, we took over to the main event.
Oh, man. Happened so fast. All right, guys, what did we learn?
That this
these
car
cars
is
are
awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say these cars are better than the next-gen cars.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, these cars are amazing. Every time we race these things, it's probably only the second or third time we've ever done a race with the full power Cup variant of this car. And maybe only the second time we've ever done it on an intermediate track, but every time we do it, I just wonder why this isn't a more popular thing to run for a full season. Maybe the newness would wear off after a bit, but just watching drivers manhandle these things around has been such an awesome time. Sun is going down here at Charlotte, and the left-hand side of your screen is your starting lineup for tonight's 35-lap race. Now, the winner, this is winner take all at this stage, $100 from here on out, and that's it.
Yeah, you got your dual winners there, Yurshak and Scioli. $20 already earned for them tonight, but 100 more waiting on the table. And not that much longer of a race, only 35 laps. That's going to be done in less than 20 minutes if we go green flag to flag. And there is a chance because we do not have a competition caution to slow us down midway. It's all on the line here.
All right, pick me a winner time. Who wins the Area All-Star Race for Season 5? Hunter Schleppy.
Well, he almost had it in the first Cash Dash race, whatever you want to call it, the first Open. I'm going to go with the 73, Jake Nichols, the first ever two-time Area All-Star Race winner.
And Finian.
I mean, it's the boring pick and the ugliest car in the field. I'd have to go for the 15. He just absolutely checked out in Heat Race 1, and even in the Open 2, he did a fantastic job dominating that race.
Well, maybe it's boring to pick everybody. You know what? No, I was going to pick the 7, but because I'm already losing miserably in these picks, I'm going to step outside of the top 3. I'm going to step on all the way back to JT Poole. I think his enthusiasm tonight is going to land him in victory lane and $100 richer. It's a bold pick. I think that the 4 cars ahead of him are probably actually quicker, but I think there's a little bit of a chaos element that I don't think you guys have accounted for. That the winner might not win this, or the leader might not win this race based on years past. What do you think?
I don't know. Let's see how it plays out. He's going to probably wish he had 1,000 horsepower in that car.
Looks like that Toyota fan drive commercial when everyone
When they were reversing on the track. God, I love that commercial. That was like the golden era that entire time. Golden era of NASCAR commercials. The best commercials. All the Napa know-how stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The Napa know-how.
I still have that. See, that's the thing that it was so impactful. We still sing it, what, 10 years after they made that commercial?
No, now it's just awkward Chase Elliott walking around.
You don't even get Chase Elliott in a commercial anymore.
That's a fair point.
Or even the Jimmy Johnson one. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Boom, confetti. That's timeless. All right, here's your onboard cams. JT Poole in the number 26. It's going to be Connor Horn in the number 42. And it's Michael Curhan in the number 24. Those are your onboards tonight.
I like how Connor constantly looks like he's scheming. He keeps telling you, he looks like he's telling us, shh, I'm plotting.
Oh, I bet he's plotting, all right. Plotting to kill.
I mean, hey, I don't blame him. There's $100 on the line.
Not going to cover your bail, though.
No, it won't. All right. Sun's down. Stars are out. It's the Area All-Star Race, but only one will go home $100 richer tonight. At Charlotte Motor Speedway, Area's Season 5 All-Star Race is underway. one complete. Euroshack leads side by side here. Matheson, Hearn, JT Poole, Michael Curhan.
Yeah, Curran trying to get past the 26 on the inside, but looks like JT Poole's going to take command of that and stay inside the top 5. And everyone's singled out very quickly.
Oh, just trying to get a feel for the car in the biggest field that some of these guys have been in all night. Poole going to try and fend off the 24 of Michael Curran, looking down low, and then he's got the 52 of Jake Matheson trying to work his way on the outside.
Connor Horn goes defensive down the back straightaway. It's Euroshack, Skyoli, Nichols, and then everybody else 2 by 2 through 3 and 4.
Yeah, this is going to be a big thing because remember we do have the chance of a caution coming on naturally, but no artificial caution to slow this down. So these guys could go green theoretically from here to the end of the race, and that's going to mean tire management is going to be key. It's not a 20-lap sprint. You have to kind of manage your stuff or expect to, because there may not be a caution to help you out later on.
Hence why this could play into the favor of the third-place driver, Jake Nichols, in the 73. But right behind him, though, Connor Horn, Jake Matheson. Matheson up to 5th, Horn falling back to 6th, and Curran trying to fight on that outside lane, going to get a little close, coming off turn 4.
Wonder if Connor's dropping back here to maybe save some tire, but if you drop back too far, you're not going to be in the show. Here's JT Poole to the bottom of Jake Nichols here in 1 and 2.
Yeah, Poole's trying to move forward fast and quick, trying to see if he can get past the 73, but Nichols, that outside defensive line, helping him out, and will hold on to that spot. James Skyoli sitting in behind the number 15 to see what his game plan is. If it's a matter of just kind of riding in the coattails, again, being patient, or does he want to push the button, get out there quick, and try to take the lead sooner rather than later?
There's Curran battling on the outside, going to let fellow teammate Cameron Hearn go on by. 2 Physicus drivers all vying to bring home that $100 prize and represent their team in victory lane. Curran's had a pretty good shot all night, all the way from the open, and raced his way into the main event. Jake Nichols going to navigate his way through turn 4. Boy, he's looking to the inside of Skyoli, trying to take second away.
Yeah, he was sliding on defense, and then by the time he leaves the corner, he's on offense to the inside of the 7 into turn 1.
Trying to make that dive work. Skyoli arguably in a better defensive lane on that outside. Nichols has got some decent speed, though. The back straightaway comes, and Skyoli shoots off like a rocket from that outside lane and will hang on to that spot in the 73. And also want to note, too, we've already lost one driver. James Shane Wolf has retired after spinning off the corner and hitting the pit road barrels pretty hard. So I think he's going to be calling it a night.
Ooh, car in the wall there in 1. I think that was Curhan. And Jake Matheson. We didn't really see as much of him out of the heat races as I thought we would. But now he's moving forward in the 52, up to 4th place after starting in 7th.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet throughout most of the races tonight, but working his way up through the order. And now here he is in the top 5, battling with JT Poole. He's already moved up +3 spots at the start from 7th place. Yeah, actually might gain 1 more here as the 73 checks up JT Poole in behind him.
Matheson clears Poole for 4th, and a close call back there for John Hall. Almost clipped the turn 2 wall coming out of the turn, but Nichols now starting to venture up in that outside lane. The only car to do so, everyone else tucked in on the bottom. Might have a run here on the outside for 2nd spot, on board with the leader Euroshack into turn 1.
Is he just biding his time, is my question. Is he pacing himself? He was so much faster in the heats, but now he's just lingering off the noses of the pack. Is this intentional, Finian, to maybe save some tire?
It definitely could be. Again, that's something these guys are considering because the field's spreading out quite a bit here. Odds of a caution maybe have died down until the tires really start to wear out, and you're going to see these guys even more sideways than they have been. But the 73 and the 7 going side by side again, and you can bet that Connor Euroshack is loving this with everyone competing in behind.
Not going to be loving it too much longer. The 73 might clear Skyoli coming out of turn 2 without momentum on the outside lane, and it's going to be enough. Now the 52 of Jake Matheson looking to replicate the same success that Nichols had, heading into turn 3, and then JT Poole just trying to find any room for clean air to get on that nose.
Oh, man, tight out of 4 was Matheson here. but making up some ground on the outside, and then JT watching from behind, trying to pick his path forward here.
Yeah, not really many places to go, although he is all smile.
It's so entertaining to watch.
I've never seen someone so happy.
It's almost annoying. How can you get so much joy out of life? Oh God, especially at school. Whoa, this is tight stuff here, guys.
More serious now. He's in the thick of a battle.
Yeah, that was, I mean, tail of a lap. Look at that.
It won't be too long until he has a smile on his face again, but for the time being, got to keep it
imagine
straight.
he wins this race and has $100 to name. Oh God, I don't think he'll be able to contain himself.
I think he's just bored that he's not sideways right now. Man belongs in a dirt outlaw.
I was going to say, though, Kyle, a few laps ago when Jake Nichols, there goes Connor Horn. I was going to say, Jake Nichols, when he made that pass for second, was around the same time from the first heat where he started to turn up the dial and make moves throughout the field. So not surprising that he chose to do so on lap 10. And without a competition caution, there's no chance that these guys might have a reset. So got to be all attack now.
Well, speaking of turning up the dial, Connor Horn, where did he come from? Just all of a sudden, right back in the conversation here for the top 5. Started on the front row. Little sideways.
Waiting patiently for his moment to strike, and now here it is. Trying to work to the outside of James Scully, who's been now slowly dropping down the orders. Nichols, Matheson have gone past him. Now Connor Horn, the next one on his list.
And he's just doing this methodically, too. But it's at the right time. He's got lots of time left. We're not quite halfway through this race. So maybe conserving the first couple of laps, but you don't want to get stuck here on the bottom, because this is where you're going to get loose and burn up your stuff.
He's going to peel back in behind number 7. Right his coattails, but here comes Cameron Hearn, too, and the number 4, another. Where did he come from? As he works the outside of Connor Horn.
Hearn's starting to come back on that outside line. Going to be close, though, off turn 2. Close for a lot of these guys, as they're starting to get more egregious with their side-by-side moves, as Nichols still 6 car lengths back from Connor Yuroshak. Michael Curran trying to follow the tire tracks of his teammate Cameron Hearn on that outside line, though.
And all the while, Yuroshak quietly stepping away. 6/10, 7/10, just chipping away and making that lead a little bit bigger. Matheson looking high here on Nichols. But once he gets to second, I'm curious what his raw pace looks like. Connor's clear of the 4, or at least he was for a moment, and now dealing with him again.
Still fighting hard up ahead of them. It's Jake Nichols getting past for Jake Matheson. So Jake and Jake switch spots.
Cat amongst the pigeons. Lots of cats, only one pigeon right now. Yuroshak leads.
And that pigeon is taking off into the distance. He's really doing, again, exactly what he was doing in the heat race. In the first heat race we saw, just check out, and really no one's able to touch them because they're too busy battling amongst themselves.
Yeah, 31.05 that last time from Yuroshak. Matheson 31.1. So we'll see what it is when they come across the stripe, as we're kind of around that halfway point. Going to be 17 to go after they cross the stripe. But yeah, Yuroshak really starting to get into a groove of his own. 10th quicker than second and third. And 4th place is under attack. Cameron Hearn on the inside. Oh, nearly lost it there. Here comes Horn.
Yeah, Connor just trying. Oop, the 4 is in the wall again. Connor's just trying to dispatch this 4. But Hearn's just been hanging on the quarter panel the last couple laps, and every time Connor clears the 4, he's got the 7 in the way. So he hasn't been able to get rid of either of them, and here comes JT back into the mix on the bottom.
Trying to take advantage of the situation. Ooh, he almost collided entering turn 1. But Poole not trying to work that bottom in the 26. Hearn on the 4, still on that outside. And you can see him loose again. These guys now starting to struggle with their tires because we're 20 laps into this run. So if you abused your stuff, if you pushed a little bit too hard early on, you're going to pay the price now in the middle of this run.
Yeah, Weishart feeling the effects of that as well. He just hit the wall coming out of turn 2. Car's starting to get a little more loose as the run continues to go on. 15 to go. Yuroshak, that lead increases to 1.3 seconds over Jake Matheson, and on him, Jake Nichols still trying to buy his time. And out on his outside now, the 7 of Scioli starting to get into a groove. Here he comes off turn 2.
A little wiggle, little wobble. There's JT still trying to get by Cameron Hearn. You guys have been going at it pretty hard. Look at Conor Okrezik, John Hall. This is all a battle for 6th place with 14 laps to go.
Yeah, a whole bunch of... We got 3 Connors in the top 10.
That's enough. And not one of them is running. Well, one of them is a Connor that's leading.
Ooh. Cameron Hearn just had a big wiggle off of turn 2. He's lost a lot of spots. Back to 9th.
Opens up JT to an assault here from Okrezik. What big slide there for the 14, and Curhan's watching from behind.
Trying to see what he can do from here. I haven't really seen a whole lot of Curran. I thought he would be a little bit more of a player, but dropped back 2 spots since the start. Trying to see if he can get back to Conor Okrezik, and he pops back into existence.
And you can't play much when the car closest to you is blinking in and out, but nonetheless going to try and find a way around the 14 of the Okrezik.
Does anybody have anything for Urashak? He is just setting a fervent pace and is still lapping a 10th quicker, except for Scioli. He was a hair quicker than Urashak last time by, but he's got cars to pass.
That's because he's got a car to pass and a car trying to pass him at the same time, so that's not conducive to putting down your best pace at the moment. Although he's looking a little bit quicker, imagine Urashak probably managing his pace at the moment. He's got a 2.5 cushion to work with as the 7 and the 52 go side by side. Scully just ahead of him. But interesting thing, so I was watching this battle for position. I was taking a look at Urashak's stats. So this is the first time he started in the Area Series, specifically the Area Pro Series, and his finishes have been pretty good. He's been close to getting a win. 2 second place finishes, 1 third. And on the start side, his 5 races, his average start 2.2.
Impressive. And that all comes down to qualifying, single lap pace, knowing where to place the car. And when you have to be so precise. Ooh, big hit for JT Poole out at 4. Dude's still smiling. I had to check. Here's a look at it. They're all headed up there, but JT's the only one that made contact.
Going for a move on Michael Curran here. Battle for 7th place.
Ten laps to go, and no sign of anybody putting any dent in Urashak's lead. It's still a fierce fight for 2nd place behind Scioli, who's now clear of Jake Nichols.
And the only thing I think that could really change up the order now is a caution coming out. I could really throw a wrench in his strategy because Urashak seems to be comfortable. He's got a lead to work with. That lead's even growing still.
See what Scioli's got this time by Hunter, because I think before he was lapping just a hair quicker than Urashak. I wonder if now that he's clear of the 73, if he's got some more pace. And he's matching Urashak, but not quicker.
Now that 15 is on rails right now, and $100 starting to look more and more delightful. Oh, that was not looking delightful right there. JT Poole, although he might be looking delightful. Yep, he is.
Man. Oh, he's
Oh, he's spinning.
Oh,
there he goes.
I'll look out the wheel.
And he'll, is he going to slide back on the track?
Oh, Ryan Swan still coming by.
Still green. And they're not closing in on Urashak. JT is rolling. 6 laps to go. Seth Knoll, John Hall, battle for 8th.
One to the inside, Hall on the outside, and Knoll's going to throw the car into the corner and get the spot.
And Scioli, I thought he was going to drive away from Nichols, but he has not. And now, this is where things are going to get interesting with Jake Matheson, Jake Nichols, and James Scioli. All big slide from the 73.
Whoa.
Look out.
Hang on her. There you go. Took him an entire corner, but he's able to hang on.
Heck of a drive there by Nichols to hang on to that and keep the spot.
He's still a little bit loose off of turn 2. He's trying to push this car hard. I think he's trying to see if he can at least get past James Scaoli. You could say he was close to getting it.
By the way, my picks to win, I picked JT Poole kind of as a meme, but now he's literally last. So that's how my season's gone. Thanks, JT.
And mine is running away with it.
I should have picked Scaoli. I was going to, and I would have been second. Maybe third. But hopefully second.
Well, I got one of my 3 winning picks, right? So we'll call it a day there.
Like 0 for 8 right now.
Like I said, shoot from the parking lot.
Don't go to Vegas with those odds.
Look at this mess, guys. 3 and 4.
Oh, here could be a caution.
Cameron Hearn on
pulled
back.
JT Poole's just taking the infield road course. He just missed him. He's driving past the infield grass, trying to get out of everyone's way on the front stretch as this battle continues on.
Could this bring out a yellow? It's possible. We would go into overtime. Cameron Hearn sideways.
This is 10th on back, by the way, so these guys still fighting to get inside that top 10. Weishart and Hearn, the 2 guys going at it for 10th, but behind him still duking it out.
Oh, there they go. Crash. And caution.
And that's with 2 to go.
And this changes everything.
All right, all we need is someone to put their window net down and struggle to put it back up.
All right, let's go back and see what happened. Well, you know, 33 is going to clear the 4, slides up and cross him, and I think Cameron just said, you know what, around you go. And then Slaughter got in the wall pretty hard there as well in the 8. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong place to catch that.
Oh, and Cameron Hearn caught the end of that as well.
All right, now what?
Yeah, now what indeed, right? Because I don't think we were planning on any strategy calls or anything. We thought this was going to be a pretty straightforward race up until the last couple of laps.
I think you get eaten alive on old tires.
Yes, unless you're in the back and you're just like, it's at $400. If I don't get it, I don't get it. So I would expect the top 5 or 6 or so to come down pit road, but I expect guys like John Hall, maybe Seth Knoll, Cameron Hearn got damaged, so he probably will pit.
I don't know about not coming down to pit lane because they were running about a second and a half off their pace. So you're really going to want tires here, especially with the restart too, just trying to get the power down. You're going to struggle, and here comes
split difference.
Oh, Jake Nichols.
And Matheson.
I like you.
And
the Jake and Jake
Seth
show.
Knoll. So here was my thought: is take 2. I didn't want to not commit to coming. I think I want tires.
Yeah, no, I think two is a definitely viable call.
And the reason why I'm going to say 2, not for the performance aspect, I want the track position because a chance for a yellow on the restart is very high. If yellow's out, or is this unlimited overtimes, or are we still
one?
All right,
just
so
one.
yeah, yellow is out, race is over. So I would have taken 2. I don't know that I would have taken none, but now that drivers did take none, I would have taken none.
Or I think Connor Okrezik, 2 tires for him, and he'll gain that track position. Everyone else taking 4.
That's the call I liked, but 4 drivers stayed out, including Travis Beckner, which we didn't call earlier. So
well, not to mention too, Jake Nichols will be the control car, and I believe he'll choose the inside lane. Matheson having fun there with the pace car, but that's going to put Connor Euroshak P6, 3rd car on the outside lane, and the outside lane typically does not get going as well as the inside lane does. So we'll have to see how this all plays out.
Oh man, this got way more complicated than it was going to be, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I'm sure Connor Euroshak, if this was in real life, I'm sure Euroshak would be hunting down Cameron Hearn and David Weiss because he just cost them an easy $100.
What's that Kyle Busch quote? Doesn't matter because it's going to be a green, white checker.
I like how Jake Matheson typed in the chat, well.
Yes. I mean, Jake Matheson and Jake Nichols needed this opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Well, I said it earlier. I said they need a caution to help them out. And lo and behold, right at the end.
That they did.
I think I leaked the script too early is what I did.
Yeah. two to green. We've got Brad Slaughter Jr., who's a lap down, just kind of sitting in pit lane, so it will extend the yellow because it wants to give everyone. I don't know if this is a known fact or not, but if you've got a lap down car that is present on the racetrack, iRacing will do an extra pace lap, give those lap down cars their opportunity to pit.
Was JT Poole. He got the lucky duck.
Got it. Brad Slaughter Jr. Also. Because he is technically still on the track, so it will give that extra pace lap, even though there's no driver in the car. That's generally why I'm of the opinion that if you're out, you should leave. so that you get quicker restarts. But I think
I feel like after if you sit on pit road for like a minute or like 2 minutes, just like kind of put your car like virtually in a garage and still fix it, but take it off the track.
Right. I mean, if you're fixing it for longer than a normal pit stop time anyway, hopping out of the car doesn't hurt you. But I digress. All right, what do we think now?
Yes.
Well, I'll stick with my pick.
Yeah, mine failed me.
Wow.
He's laughing about it.
He's so happy for someone in 16th and look like literally the worst odds of winning this at the moment.
Well, he won't be happy when I'm done talking to him after. I put all my faith in him because he was so hyped about this car.
I don't know if I want to stay with Connor Yershak or not. Part of me kind of wants to be loyal to him, especially also because he's got 4 fresh tires.
My other pick was Scioli, but he's 7th.
Yeah.
Well, who won the? Wasn't it like 7th or 8th or 9th last year that won coming out of 4?
Yeah.
There's
I think
still a
something like
chance.
that, but
You're saying there's a chance.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and who knows how these next 2 laps will play out.
Connor Horn will restart 8th. Michael Curran will restart in 9th. JT Poole in 16th. Those are the onboards. 4 cars with no tires. Then Okrezik on 2, and everybody else on 4.
16 drivers still have a chance of winning this thing.
Well, if the caution comes out, race is over, and Nichols and Matheson will look like geniuses.
Well, I have to hope that they don't get taken out in what's going to be a very chaotic restart here.
Pace cars off. 2 laps to go. 3 miles left in the area all-star race for season 5. Nichols, Matheson on the front row. Green flag. Look at the jump from Yershak. He's wasting no time.
Oh, that was almost too good of a start, I think, but we'll see how it plays out. That's exactly what he needed. Now trying to catch back up to the 73.
They're not going to make it. Crash.
Oh, there they go!
And
oh my gosh.
Caution. Huge crash in turn 2. Cars up on top of each other. And this race will end under yellow.
And Jake Nichols somehow, even though for 95% of this race didn't look like he had a shot, comes to take the white flag.
Oh, you got to feel for Connor Yershak. I mean, all the way from the open, dominated the first half, got locked in there, won the pole for the main event, and was so close to getting to the white flag and making it through. But, oh, man, 34 laps led, but the most important one not going to be led by him.
And he was probably in a position to just take that like taking candy from a baby there on that last lap.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh tires and Jake Nichols as a sitting duck. But he will not.
Oh, and he hits the wall in frustration, which he has every right to be frustrated with.
And then the wreck on the restart, which we'll take a look at as well. Checkered flag, though, $100 to Jake Nichols. And only led 5 laps of the 40, but led the last one, and that's the most important one. Nichols, Yershak, Matheson, Scioli, Michael Curran, Connor Horn, JT Poole, the 7th. How? Nathan Jump, Bell, Hearn, the rest of your top 10.
Could just change my pick.
Well, winner, chicken fried steak dinner for the 73, Jake Nichols. He comes out on top. Euroshack, so close yet so far. Didn't have a fair shot at the very end because of that wreck in turn 1 and 2. Matheson comes through with a podium spot. Skyly Curran round out the top 5, and yeah, there you go. The 7th place for JT Poole. That's a good showing for you, Kyle. And Jump Bell Hearn round out the top 10.
Well, still getting beat, but that's all right. Seth Nolan, David Weishart, Ryan Swan, Travis Beckner. Travis Beckner obviously got caught up in that collision there. John Hall down in 15th. Okresic, Slaughter Jr., and James Shane Wolf. Before we talk to our race winners, let's go back and look at that crash there in turn number 2 and see how things kind of transpired here. The 28 just got swarmed. I think Okresic's going to be the first one to go around. He's just loose. Skyly tags him, and Ryan Swan up underneath. And that's where the rest of it happened.
Wow, look at that. Completely wedged between two cars. I want to see Ryan Swan's on board.
Oh, man.
Yeah, to look at the undercarriage of Okresic, but I think it's too little too late.
Yeah, I think this is worth an onboard. Let's take you there with Ryan Swan, who came home in 13th after all. This is going to go inside. I don't think the roof cam made it. And pow! Oh, he didn't even lift.
Right to their checkers.
And tried to go, but no go.
Oh, hello, other car.
Well, Jake Nichols celebrating in the Solar Flare Racing Chevy Camaro, and we'll talk with him here in just a moment's time. What a night, guys. Love these cars. We should bring this back more.
It's funny because I think for that series we did with 3 Wide where we ran these cars, or the ARCA, technically the ARCA variant of these cars, we were saying that the entire time. The entire time of the season we should be racing this more and more.
Yeah, well, Jake Nichols is standing by. Led 5 laps tonight after all that, and that was all that you needed to lead, Jake. Late race caution, gutsy call to stay out, and had you not gotten that second crash, I think you were a sitting duck, but the duck got to sit on the throne tonight in the Area All-Star race. Congratulations, and you're $100 richer.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to play it lucky there. I mean, we kind of all slowed each other down the whole race. Connor ran a great pace either way, so it was hard to beat it, but I felt the same as last season. We ran the same combination, and I'm not a huge fan. It's still kind of clean air is king, but either way, it was fun to drive. The ending of the heat that I was in was so fun, trying to just do whatever I could to maybe try to outsmart JT, and we got to his outside, cleared him, and got second, and we don't want to keep the motor here. I don't need the Gen 4 motor anymore after this race, so we blew it sky high, try to get lucky. All that for a Jake Nichols win, like the good old quote from a couple seasons ago, so we'll take it. We'll take it, move on. We got Seth helping me out here. Thanks to him, we got to keep the Polish victory lap tradition, even though I blew the motor a little bit early, but that's fine and dandy. We got a teammate for a reason here, so either way, thanks to everybody at Area for putting this race on. It was a fun night no matter what. Pretty clean overall, especially considering last year we had a huge one at the end of the Open. You love to see that no matter what. It probably could have ended clean without the late race caution. I don't know what happened, but we love it either way. We end up victory lane, so thanks to you guys for broadcasting and making our show 10 times better, even though these races are pretty damn good anyways, but you guys do an awesome job, so thank you for all the support.
Appreciate it, Jake. Congratulations on your Area All-Star victory, and we'll see you next time at the Roval. We'll be back here next week.
You know what? I have one question for you, Jake.
Yes.
What are you going to do with that $100?
I don't think I can go to Disneyland, but we'll figure it out. It probably will return its way to this league in some variation, whether team or driver fees. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But maybe we'll figure it out sometime soon. We'll let you guys know in the next interview. Either way, it was a fun night. Can't wait to move on and go to. I think we're staying in Charlotte for the Roval next in each series. So I think we have like a month here. We run like 3 times in a row, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Roval next time, our one and only road race of the season. Jake, congrats. We'll see you there next week.
Thank you.
And Connor Urashak led 34 laps, but not the ones that mattered right there at the end, Connor. That one kind of got robbed from you just a little bit. We were saying that a late race yellow would be the only way that you would lose this race. That happened. Some drivers didn't take tires, and then the crash behind you in the restart. What's going through your mind?
I'm obviously pretty frustrated with the way things turned out there. Just seems like kind of a trend here in series that, you know, when people have nothing to lose, they're running crappy the whole race. They make some moves at the end they probably shouldn't, and then with Nichols staying out and then his teammate causing the wreck there at the end, I mean, it's just a tough pill to swallow, especially since I had the field covered the whole time, so frustrating for sure.
Yeah, disappointing end, but really strong pace shown tonight. And we're headed back here to the Roval next week. How do you think you're going to do when we come back here going road racing next week?
Oh, I'm not a real road course guy, so I'm just going to do my best. Pretty discouraged right now, but we'll give it our best shot.
All right, Connor Urashak led a whole bunch of laps tonight, but it wasn't meant to be. Connor, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
You as well. All right, guys, wrapping things up here from Charlotte and the area all-star race. My debrief on this is always just what a awesome car this is.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a fantastic car to watch these guys absolutely throw it around here. Again, almost 900 horsepower these guys have under their control. And you got to say, all things considered, it was a fairly clean night for the most part. Only just a handful of cautions here and there slowing things down. But all in all, just some hard-fought racing between everyone. You just love to see it.
You do love to see it, and especially this car, all the horsepower and all the sideways action that we had. And in the very end, it slipped away for Connor Urashak. Such an unfortunate turn of events there. It was just about, I'd say maybe 3/4 or half a lap away from securing that $100, but unfortunately it goes to the 73 of Jake Nichols. And like you said, all that for a Jake Nichols win. Had to throw a little excitement there at the very end. And like you mentioned, Kyle, or like Jake mentioned, we're going to have the next 2 races here, but we're going to have off weeks in between then, so it's going to feel like a month at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Concourse.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while, and while maybe for a while Connor Urashak was looking like a shooting star tonight in the All-Star race, got shot in the foot there at the end by that yellow flag. That will do it. Jake Nichols, though, is your area All-Star champion for Season 5. We'll see you next week. Right back here, jumping turtles at the Roval.